this time.
Also, you will note this
5
is
months later.
yeah. This is the name is 1 year later because it is.
Oh my god, really?
You last played this game last year.
Oh god.
Oh,
No.
haha.
New Year has come. Yeah.
That's actually hilarious. Alright, let me just make one shill post. Actually, I need my headphones. Where the
Now,
hell?
if someone ever asks, like, hey, what's a fun, tabletop gaming experience you had? I could say, oh, there was a one-shot that took us 2 years to complete.
Oh my god, wait, actually though, holy shit, that's kind of hilarious. Hold on 1 second, guys. Stall for me for a minute.
Alright,
So I've been
There
working
is
with
someone
Twine
here,
too
so-
recently, and
I mean, I think we're getting started anyway. It's already like 9:13.
yeah, can we like if anyone has any means though of like blowing up his DMs? That would be really appreciated. I'm gonna FB message him.
I mean, he was in another game. He mentioned it was going on a bit longer than intended.
Oh. Well, it can't be out
Yeah,
then.
his
Now
brilliant
can
plan was to game until 8:30 and then come here and game some more. I imagine he will be refreshed and articulate when we receive him.
Oh yes, for sure.
it? Look, we stand a double booked king. Okay, it happens.
Just vibe music.
Yeah. Today, yeah, you like it? This is from the so like the joke is that people have been stuck listening to the same 12 tracks in Fallout, right? I don't know if you were there for it, but this is from
Thank you very much.
this is from volume 20. This is from ooh, they blew up a train in Eric's game. Lee, were you there for it when they found the blue tape?
I don't think so. No,
It was a
I may
glorious
have been, but
moment.
I also may have not been paying attention.
No, I feel you. That's how I am with every like stream.
To be fair, I also was there and wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, but you
Wow.
I don't know if
You-
Matt did this or if you just repeated it. Like, Cthulhu is misspelled in the title of this Twitch thing.
did. You know what? That's
Cthulhu's
because
an eldritch god.
Thank you,
beyond all
Prime.
understandings. Who's to say it's misspelled?
Exactly.
Cthulhu is real, Max. Unless
Oh,
you know
that's what
something
they
I
want you to
don't.
think.
Continue stalling for 1 minute while
I have many more points in occult than you do, so I do know something you don't. It's the
Uh-huh.
entire point of this character.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. Actually, so I've recently on contract been making a fucking text-based adventure game, right? And at the start of it, because they want replay value, I have you select which piece of gear you want, and we all already know which one Madeline's going to take because one of the options is rope.
Amazing.
When you say it like that with no context, it makes it sound like it's for bondage.
Are you telling me it's not?
Because the other two options are weapons, so it's like, would you like a weapon, or just some rope?
Well, actually,
Why suddenly pick a weapon if you only get to pick one thing?
well, so they are actually one of them is both pick and axe, like it has a pick head on one side and axe head on the other, and then the other is a dagger that is mostly used for like herbal scooping. It's kind of hard to explain, but like all the alchemy in the game world sort of revolves around these reeds, and anyway, point is, there is no
Herbal
point.
scooping.
I feel like you just call it like a reed knife, and then that sounds better than herbal scooper.
Well, no, it's not called. It's called like
It's a
a
reed knife, so both are cutting the reeds and scooping them.
no. It's called like a
You
cathme
gotta
or some
scoop the
shit.
reed. Well, no one knows what that is.
Yeah, that's sort of the genre of fantasy this one's shooting for.
Ah, lovely. All right, so you got the wait, shit. Oh, I never uploaded. I never sent you the piece of art that I'm using for you, William. Shit, I sent it to the wrong chat. Okay, let me. Look at me being super confident. So the central premise of this session, guys, is that I just want to have a chill holiday game in a system that I've never kind of really fully played before. So I'm keeping to that promise. This is the I can't say low effort anymore because I've actually put a fuck ton of effort into this for 0 effect. But this is kind of that low effort, we're just here to have fun as a group of friends type game. You know, I'm not gonna bog you all down with thousands of bespoke maps, nor do I have a whole bunch of the portraiture that I drew throughout the week actually uploaded anywhere.
Oh no.
Oh my!
I drew it.
You
I
drew
rolled 20.
like an entire gallery's worth of pictures of Victorian people. If I went to an actual Victorian house and they had this many portraits of Victorian people, I'd be like, chill.
But I didn't upload any of them, so nobody will ever see them. But we're here to have fun in front of you people.
Yeah.
Yes. Instead of
that's
art
what
or
I-
maps, you will just get shenanigans. I hope that will substitute fine.
Lee, if you want to upload the tokens, you can feel free to do so, but you are not obligated to. And if
It's like,
you want,
just
you
pull
can
up the
make a
Discord
character.
art channel.
well, I mean,
and
of
that will
course.
tell you which token to look at.
Oh my god, it's like a radio show that has like a read along booklet or some shit. God.
Yeah. What?
Mm.
Are you complaining about the way I made my beautiful maps, Lee? Look, this took me
No,
so
I
long.
haven't seen any of your maps because this whole time that we've been talking, I've been speed mapping the one map you asked me for that I didn't do all
Oh my
day.
God.
So I have no claim to being any better than anybody else here.
Oh,
I
God.
have replaced
We're in
my
the Ewok
character
village now.
art, because
I told you it was medieval.
What?
The picture that I chose was definitely not medieval.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, thatch looks ridiculous, but like they would still use thatch. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm gonna open the Twitch, and honestly, I'm just good to go. Like, I don't feel like we need to kill ourselves doing hella prep work. I'm not gonna give a shit about the tokens that I haven't uploaded. People come through, they're coming through, and you know what?
yeah,
Figured it
fuck
out.
the audience. What a bunch of losers. They'll take what we give them.
Also, it looks like Eric is in the roll 20, so he might be waiting to join the call.
He's I'm not seeing that. I'm not. I don't see. I don't see the leak
We
quest.
did not send him.
But he and I have been messaging on on Facebook, so I assume if I miss, he'll ping me.
Mm-hmm.
I do think. All right, so all the player characters have art. Okay, that's cool. William, what pronouns would you like me to use for you? I will respect he, him, even though you look like this beautiful lad. If you would
I'll
like.
have you know, William is definitely a man. Any implications otherwise
Okay.
are pluralist and uncalled for at this juncture.
Yeah, you know what? You're.
We stand.
I'm just not gonna misgender you.
That,
No.
yes.
You identify as a man.
I like how you didn't say you're going to
Medium
call me a
pronoun.
man. You just said you won't misgender me and then blew up my character portrait.
Shenanigans. All right.
I'm being so sincere.
All right, gamers. Let's calm down. All right. So, hello, friends. Welcome to Diesel Shot. Pat, what happened last time on this show?
Oh god, who knows?
You know, I was gonna prepare something for that.
Oh, don't worry, I
Not
got
much
this.
is the answer.
When we last left our
Yeah,
heroes, they
yeah.
were wandering around in the Midlands of England. Ah! They a Welsh person.
Yeah.
Oh!
They were not happy about the Welsh.
Oh! Actually, note the 7. The number 7 keeps showing up. Ah!
Okay, no.
It was like some
No. I'll put in the minimal effort.
Ooh!
I'll put in the minimum effort here.
Oh, damn it.
But I have to turn off whatever Lee chose first. Holy shit, Lee, why did you choose that music? Let me go back.
It's part of the increased
The music
association
that I
of
stamped
the
last time.
experience. Like, you think you're listening
That
to
is,
jazz, but it
actually
doesn't
kind of-
sound like jazz. It sounds like the abstraction of just, like, plinking done by someone who heard jazz one day and decided to reconstruct it using, like, a triangle.
Mm. Indeed. So, is the music playing for anybody here, or is it just
Yeah,
me that it's not
it's
playing?
playing for me.
I can hear it. Mm-hmm.
Whack. Well, if I can't hear it, the stream can't hear it. Just kidding, that's not how that works. So I'm gonna refresh my world. Lee, by the way, do you want to around and dance with us? Do you want to make a character? You don't have to. You don't have to stay.
I
Either.
love the lead, but you know I'm like streaming this, right? Like.
He has to computer stay.
To be fair, you'd be coming with the same level of preparation I was.
Yeah, you could just steal Rendus's character or Shay's, whichever one Max did use last time.
Character. If you would like. Wait, we're still on the start screen?
Yes, because I'm still speed mapping.
Man, none of these beautiful visual gags paid off.
Yeah, I'm also not looking at that Roll20 page.
Okay.
So like it wouldn't have been visible even if it hadn't been on the start page. Sorry, gamer.
Don't apologize to me.
Apologize to the fans.
Alright. So in all seriosity, last time, in this... Wait. Why are you crying, Q Prime? Jesus. There we are. The music's starting.
No. Q Prime, alright?
Wonderful. I'm getting back to the vibe.
Is it hangover, miss?
Hangover, miss? Indeed, indeed.
Alright. Bam. Okay. Window capture. Properties. TKO. Okay. Lee is actually our DM tonight. Everyone say hi to Lee. He's in charge now.
Oh, we've
Great.
got the alien summer overlay too. Look at us.
Congratulations, Lee. I expect you have done the same level of prep work Pat has.
Yeah,
Honestly, no.
the exact same amount.
Look at him. He's not wearing that. He's actually fucking dressed. I'm wearing the same tank top I wore earlier today.
We stand. Iconic Ripley moment.
Meanwhile, fucking Lee's out here, and he's dressed to the goddamn nine.
Damn right I am.
Fucking actual Victorian bullshit.
Yeah.
Other Lee. God. I have a fucking corset and a couple other things I could be wearing, but no. You get tank top hat. That's what state I'm at. Happy fucking holidays.
I mean,
have...
to be fair, it is literally just a button-up shirt. This thing buttons on, and this vest is actually not buttoned because it's too small.
Ooh,
Friday?
wait,
Is it family?
if we've got, yes, Q Prime. It absolutely
No.
is Femboy.
It's not Femboy Friday. It's not Femboy Friday because the bar.
Why did no one tell me?
The bar.
I feel like I came to this stream very unprepared if it was.
It's gotta be. It's
Yeah.
gotta. The bar's gotta say it. The bar don't say it.
Okay, Lee.
All right.
Because you're lazy doesn't mean it's not Femboy Friday.
Just because the Streamlabs plugin doesn't work right, it is actually precisely the reason. But
Yeah.
also, yeah. All right, everyone.
So effectively you're saying, hey, it's only even odds or subscriptions are going to matter towards the goal.
You want me to summarize what happened last time?
I'm sorry. Yeah, this has just been a whole bunch of fans. Let me get actually into the game. We'll start. Sorry. So, last time in this game, which is not called Dark Midwinter Snow anymore, I've changed it to Feast of the Yule Beans. The party was summoned by a certain Lord Blackwood to his stately manor in a small town just north of Grimsby. And our delightful cast of feminist novelists and just novelists in general, and I guess one occultist, descended upon this quaint and curious town, departing from London and taking the railroad which perhaps as a plot point skipped over this small, quaint, and inconsequential town. And so, upon arriving, Lord Blackwood, who feel remiss in not uploading his art, because he actually has some pretty swanky art. Lord Blackwood was in a sad state. What?
Yeah, his hair is he has neat, very pretty hair.
Yes.
And
Long
right now.
hair. Indeed. So perhaps yes. So when they arrived at the manor, Blackwood was in a bit of a tizzy and completely beyond himself. Everything about him seemed to be distressing and grotesque in his estimation. And there were certain signs that he'd been researching the occult, perhaps for a book, perhaps for other reasons. He, however, did rather remarkably complain about strange apocalyptic visions in his dreams, very hyper-realistic visions, including visions which showed the Lord a certain figure, someone of mysterious intent, performing certain acts in a copse of in the middle of a copse of trees on a dark, moonless night. What?
Never mind.
And okay, well, so that's when asked the party to basically go down to the town and figure out what was going on.
And then we went down to Old Eric Town. Ah.
Ah.
Yes. Okay. So, Madeline, do you feel like you have anything to add? I definitely did a piss poor job of that.
I think it's basically so. He was researching. Basically, there are 7 families in town who kind of founded it and practiced the old ways, and a couple of the families still practice, and a person from one of the families that's been gone for a while just moved back to town, and we're about to talk to that person, who happens to be the person who looks like Lord Blackwood's visions.
Ah!
Indeed.
Okay, you're in a little box.
Thank you.
Now.
I can't don't know what I'd do without you. All right. So, Lee, are we set to go? Have we sufficiently
Sufficiently?
Oh my god.
I mean, we're at about the level of quality this particular stream is going to reach. So
it does not actually need. Yeah, Lee, I don't know why you went all out on this, because like it really didn't need to be much.
we're not all out on what?
He mapped it. He didn't spend a lot of time. So if the map looks good, he didn't put that much effort into it. He's just very talented, disgustingly talented, one might say.
Disgustingly talented. Thank you,
Everything.
Madeline. I don't think I've ever been so complimented as to say that my mapping is disgustingly talented.
After spending time with Lee, I usually feel disgusted. That must be why.
Yes, it's my talent, you see.
It's a skill. All right. So let me drink a little bit more and actually try to be coherent here. Way too sober for this. This is how I narrate when I'm sober, guys. Isn't it horrible? I'm a whole other person.
Yeah, it's been awful this whole time. All of the 10 seconds I heard.
By the way,
just pretend that 10 seconds took like 10 minutes and it's about the same.
Yeah, I'm glad I missed absolutely nothing because my other game ran over. Sorry, we blew up a train, and by we, I mean we one-shot one of the enemies who is apparently one of the other enemies' like grandfathers or something, and they went insane and then shot the power source and blew it up.
So amazing.
Gamer moment.
Well, somehow we have 8 viewers, so I feel like we should not disappoint them and have some fun in their presence.
Wonderful. Let's get going then.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Time to
Yes.
go insane.
Indeed, indeed. So Lee, can we get some tenser music? I feel like, let me see, what do we have? We have body horror. Oh, that's so
Oh yeah,
loud.
I forgot I turned the music down earlier because it was really loud and playing something completely tonally inappropriate for my other game.
Yeah. All right.
That's much better.
So, our party has just arrived in a small copse of
Okay,
old
it is cops. I looked it up.
cops. Ooh,
Everyone
Thank
knows
you.
it's a corpse. It's just an invisible R.
Bad boys, bad
You know, I
boys.
have
Who you gonna acorn?
I've only ever seen that written.
Yes, it's a
I live for a lot of
complicated-
words. My family still mocks me for not knowing how to pronounce manure.
My
What?
family
Not
mocks me.
spelled that way.
My family mocks me for when I was like 8 or something. I said elite instead of elite, and
My family mocks me.
That's still the one I get picked on for.
Same.
Point blank.
Yeah,
Oh no.
same. So, conspicuously enough, this small copse of houses. There are 7 of them. Only 3 show signs of recent use. Many of them are dilapidated and decrepit, falling apart, decaying, much like the town itself that serves it. However,
Wow, these thatched roof wattle and daub huts are sure decaying. If only they were made of less shitty building materials.
indeed.
I mean,
However-
I think that there's stone under the thatch. I mean, not the ones we're seeing, but like the huts described.
3 of these huts demonstrate smoke emerging from their chimneys, and the one to which you went, conspicuously enough, has a bicycle leaned up against it. 2, in fact. One's on the other side. And upon knocking on its wooden door, which it has, perhaps the most modern thing about it, a young woman emerges from the dark interior, lit only by several candles and one window. The interior smells of fresh herbs and something else, something that you can't quite place. But it has a bitter quality to it, like bleach almost.
Did they have bleach back then? I mean, they must have.
They had ammonia.
That ammonia, yeah, sorry. Like ammonia almost.
I don't know anything. I want everyone to make that very well understood.
Got you.
She looks the party over and says,
Hello!
"Come in."
Greetings and salutations.
Ah, yes, our lovely William steps up to that.
Yes, who is definitely a man.
Yes, our lovely William here. And she looks you over.
Hello, greetings and salutations.
She
Wait, that's William?
I did not do
Yes.
William's art. I did not do William's art,
Yes.
so we
Okay.
had to really quickly replace it with something I'd already
As we
drawn.
discussed earlier, everyone else's lowest priority is Max's character art. Everyone else, character art. But you know,
Crash new
That's
character art. You
all the NPCs, all the
To be
characters not
fair-
appearing in this film.
To be fair, you did join after we started the first session.
yeah.
In my defense, Pat has drawn 50 Victorian characters between now and then.
That is
You
also
didn't upload
that is,
any of
that is
them,
a completely
so they
valid.
also
That is a
are.
completely valid defense, but we will blame you anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, that's understandable.
and also, we all just
man,
want to
this
rest
camera
William
makes the
with
bags
it.
under my eyes
So-
look big.
Don't worry, the quality's
We're
low
good.
enough because of the bandwidth that we can't see.
Let that happen off screen.
Yeah, wonderful. Their bags full of blood diamonds.
All right. Anyway, getting ahead of ourselves. She looks you up and down, and she says, "Come in. It's dreadful cold outside. Why ever would you be coming out to this small town, so far away from everything. Or this small grouping of houses, so far away from everybody else.
Is it actually called outside?
Chest. Oh, it's frigid. Yeah, it does not look like this
Okay.
at all. It's midwinter.
All right,
I'm
so
sorry.
it looks like this.
Temperature.
It looks exactly like this, except nothing like it.
But the houses are what I chose the picture for. I'm sorry, guys.
We're just
Instead of
messing.
like the 3 thatched roof Waddle and Dodd huts, there's 7 stone wall.
Okay, look.
Roofed houses in a
we're
circle, and it's
we're
winter.
just-
You know
Okay,
what?
that's enough, Max.
Maybe I'll draw it next time with my hands.
Yeah. Next time you can draw all the art except for Max's character again.
Maybe I'll draw everything.
I'm not salty. I'm just well preserved in a white powder derived from the sea.
So dried fish semen.
Yes.
Okay, we were really.
We went
excited.
there.
Okay, so
Oh my god. All right,
I
within.
forgot when we came to this house, so I can't like.
okay, well, the story of her last game when we spoke to her was that we were practitioners, amateur practitioners of the craft. So I guess we'll go with that again. I'm like, why were you going to speak to you? Of course, we heard that there are true practitioners of the old ways here, which is, you know, a rarity in this day and age.
Yes, exactly. What she said.
August just.
Yeah, she looks at you and she actually
Riley
seems very
smiles.
impressed. It's not a sinister grin, but it is not quite a happy grin either. It's kind of a I'm sad I only met you just now sort of grin.
Oh,
Quite a place. She does, however, beckon you into the hut. And within you see that she's not alone. There's hanging herbs and strange effigies and writings, seemingly in some sort of runic language. Not quite the old Futhark, but similar in certain ways and unsettling in others. She has within several chairs, not enough to fit all of you, especially with her house guest present. There, I uploaded some of them yours. Shit.
A woman.
Look at me.
Scandalous. 2 women alone in a room? That's
Yeah,
improvised.
there are 2 women.
it's very
no,
normal.
Because they're not gay.
These are some weird shits you're putting in here. None of this is okay. You know what? Just go for it. Yeah, have fun, Lee. Have fun,
Oh,
bro.
very nice, intricate marble carving you have there in the corner.
Oh
Which
god,
Renaissance
Lee, why did you
master
put
did
the dildo art there?
Yeah,
That's a
the
butt
flower.
plug, really.
The flower. There you Guys, this is basically just an example of how we are when we're not streaming, but streaming it.
Yeah.
Honestly, we're like this half the time when we stream anyway.
I was
It's
gonna
not-
say,
it's
I don't
not
think
different.
I don't think this is any different than normal.
Okay, usually we're a little better prepared at the very least.
Okay,
There
there
is-
is that, but as far as our actions are the exact
We
same.
are back. Don't give me that bullshit. Lee and I put work into this motherfucker.
Sometimes, yes.
Okay, so be like, oh, hello, I'm Miss Tremaine, this is Mr. Coghill, Mr. Glass, Mr. Lovering.
Yes.
Do you...
They're glorious.
I mean, they just sound like normal names to me. What's wrong? Is it
So,
lovering or lovering?
You see, as the person who came up with this name and didn't steal it from anywhere, I feel very confident to say it's lovering. Well, wouldn't you think so, you pervert?
Yes, I'm sure next we'll meet. Well, wait, weren't you going to name your first character Richard? Did he give you Richard Lovering? Dick Lovering. Okay, we're done.
Okay, whatever. We're done here. Take the shot. Oh, wow. All right, hey, everybody. I'm GM here. So, GM in here, walking here. Oh wait, actually no, I'm not gonna complain. Whatever. Fuck. So she comes. There's now a map. Lee's done this. Really great shit. The door is open. So let me replace that.
I can see where there aren't enough chairs. There are 0 chairs.
Yeah. No, there's definitely 0 chairs. It's definitely not a central map table here.
Oh.
Oh yeah, we actually do have.
Oh my god, you can turn the tree so many different directions.
Lee, just put like 5 chairs in there. And we'll figure this shit out. Oh, you're horrible. Anyway, our lovely cast and crew, come into the hut, assuming they're all interested in doing so. I haven't heard otherwise, so I'm going to assume that you all do.
Yep, something like that.
A little bit of an assumption here.
I will manifest my destiny to the hut, and I will sit down here, farthest away from the woman sitting at the table.
Wow, sexist pig.
Wow. Okay, it's called propriety.
Right
it's called manners.
And right next to the
We're
other
going
woman.
to sit on her lap and be like, "Oh, hello, nice to meet you."
I would like to sit on the woman's lap and say, "Oh, hello, nice to meet you."
Okay, you know what? I've put on a bit of a
It's
jaunt.
on my shoulders.
No. I will walk over here and take a seat though.
We'll stand behind him like a good man servant.
Oof, pleasure. Yes. She says, "My patriarchal name is Cain, but please call me Carmen."
Carmen, what a lovely name. Well, in the spirit of openness, my Christian name is Antonia. But I like it anyway.
I was so hoping she was gonna say, my blah 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 name is such, but my true name is Moonbeam Sunray.
It's not my true name. It's worse.
She grins at that. This time it is a sinister grin. When you mention it's not my Christian name, she seems to have a little bit of a stick in her thorn in her side with regards to Christendom. You notice that in a blink of an eye. I'm not even going to make you roll because rolling in this system is kind of like rolling an alien RPG. Anyway, bad things happen. So, she's down and she says, "Oh, new practitioners. Fascinating. Are all of you equally inclined to study the occult and mysterious?" She probably looks at Lovering. Are you wearing any sort
I'd
of?
be like, "Oh yes, indeed. I'm
yeah, probably
versed in the matters of court."
Oh god.
Yeah, she probably looks at you. You're probably like flaunting certain artifacts that mean absolutely nothing to her and her actual ways. But she would look you over regardless. Then look back at Tremaine, who actually, Antonia, who she actually kind of imagines might be a legitimate practitioner of some sort.
Wow. Okay. Can I roll an occult to be like, I know occult shit. Fuck you.
I mean, you certainly may.
I will. Not only may I shall.
Good. Excellent.
Now, if I could remember how to use this system.
Well,
Like,
so
you
first
have your
things
character
first,
sheet out of edit mode and you click the
Yeah, you-
skill.
Aha! Aha!
you click all the buttons, and they do the things.
Mm.
I say, but don't forget about pentagrams.
Uh,
No, you succeeded on that. You actually said something witty, and then probably said, "But don't forget about pentagram." In all respect, you may have otherwise garnered lost in that one fucking comment.
Yeah, but I leaned in a little closer and whispered to her, I'm only semi-recently moving into alternate structures of power, such as a deeper connection to nature, before I just collected men, you know, the way women usually acquire power, and I have yet to shed all of them.
Yeah, she looks
inconvenience.
she looks William over and she says, "Oh, don't worry about this one, hon."
I was considering not coming tonight, and I'm realizing
But,
I made the wrong choice by coming.
Wow! Look, I personally am of the opinion that everyone should at least come, and then we can figure out after that. Anyway,
yes, everyone comes at least. Everyone comes at least once, and then
everybody comes
then
at
we
least
can see.
once, maybe 7 times. Entirely depends on how interested you are in the campaign. Anyway, moving on. So well, we've really gotten nowhere. This is terrible.
Yeah, I know. You've literally gotten to the door, sat down, and said hello.
I mean,
It has
we
been
actually
50 minutes since the supposed start time.
Well, you know, British pleasantries take a while.
Exactly.
We
you know,
are
we
just
had to do the
entering-
how-tos and be like, oh, the Viscount of York, or whatever.
Yes, in this medieval hut with these druids.
Indeed. So, she looks you over and she says, "So you're intrigued by the old ways. How much have you studied? Are you learned? I myself just recently came to the revelation that I had a degree of druidic blood. It's been 4 years now since I began studying, and I've found the old ways to be rather, well, antiquated, if you ask me. My friend Irene over here is similarly inclined with regards to our philosophy, and Irene kind of, you know, she gestures to her. You assume she's Irene. She looks over the party and says, "I haven't a tad bit of druidic blood in me, and yet the magic works the same for me as it does for her." And then Carmen nods and says, "Indeed. It's not so much the words, it's certainly not the blood, it's intent. That's what makes magic work. Filling your heart with the full desire to bring some sort of magic into the world, that's what creates it. The words are, of course, exceedingly helpful in the beginning, but she concentrates very hard. You can see it in her eyes. And a burst of purple flame emerges from her hands. You've all just witnessed something absolutely shocking to most of you. I think perhaps with exception to Antonia, not Antonia, maybe our occultist friend William. I think.
Well, you know, I'll still give an appreciative ooh.
Yeah, you might all want to
Roll a sanity.
now. You've just seen actual magic. Yeah, well, you've just seen actual magic.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredibly surprising.
Oh, look at me! I failed.
Indeed.
Also, I
Antonia
failed.
succeeds.
Does Call of Cthulhu work on 11s like Delta Green?
No.
Okay.
I don't know what that means, but no.
So in Delta Green, if you roll a multiple of 11, it's a crit for whatever side it's on. So I roll. So 88 would be a crit failure in that system, but apparently not here. So that's good.
Yeah,
I
no,
failed.
there are fumbles, but that's not what they are. Crit failure is like 96 to 100, and sometimes just like 100, depending on how good you are at a thing.
Alrighty, so
Indeed.
I just failed badly.
So yes, she looks over the. Yes, you just fell badly. Sorry about that. Actually, I'm sorry about that. But anyway, so she looks the group over, and she grins, content in the knowledge that she's just shown you something that none of you have ever seen before. And her eyes linger on Antonia, but they mostly look over at everybody else before settling down on Antonia. She's trying to gauge the room. And
Incredible. That's so much less bullshit than the nature syncretism I've hitherto been exposed. This is the kind of power I got into ways for. That's incredible. So really, force of will? You're so brilliant.
the words help at first. There's geometry to it. It's hard to explain. Well, it's hard to explain with words. Do you know the old tongues by any chance?
I'm afraid not. I've only recently begun my studies. I believe that Mr. Lovering may have better knowledge.
Ah, yes, I know the old tongue, Latin.
She actually also laughs with you. She says, if you knew Welsh, it'd be simpler. Oh, God.
Yes, but if I knew Welsh, I'm afraid I might... God, I just want to be rude against the Welsh.
Like,
this woman
sitting
says,
near him. I'm very hard.
Yeah, I imagine what happens is like, no, if I knew Welsh, I would then I hear a stomping noise underneath the table. I'm like, oh!
Live a much richer life, I'm sure.
Yes, quite enriched with all the sheep.
I feel like August is just quietly consoling Benjamin, who's like having a fit right now, judging by that failure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no. So everybody who didn't succeed that, take 2 sanity damage. You're all rather I think on a success you still take sanity damage, no? Or am I making that up?
It depends on how big the shock is. So for this one, like,
I think that was no. Yeah, this is like you take damage on success one. Yeah, so the purple flames go away. She says,
wait, do I take damage or
yes,
not?
you failed. You take 2 sanity damage.
Okay.
Anybody who failed takes sanity damage. Indeed.
Sweet, I'm down 4 already.
This. Sorry? I didn't hear you.
Oh, I was just saying I'm down 4 already. Sweet.
Bummer. Yeah, so she looks at you and she says, I see you've not yet been exposed to the occult in such a way. My apologies, however, if you want to follow this path, as I'm assuming you're all here to do, then it is to be expected that you will see some things that might make you uncomfortable. And she looks for a moment at her hands and she says, I know I'm rather uncomfortable. Her eyes linger on her hands. Something about her takes a brief moment to pause and reflect before returning to the table. She says, sorry about that. Not sure exactly where my head was. Anyway, well, I suppose, since the master of the house is away off at Grimsby, perhaps we should get started. I'm sure she wouldn't mind. I am, of course, here as a bit of a guest. See, my family used to live in this copse of houses, but I myself do not presently own any of them. I'm here as a guest of Madame Flynn. She is, of course, on leave to Grimsby for ceremonial preparations. It is almost midwinter, after all. The solstice
yes, of course.
is due tomorrow night. There's a great festivity afoot, to be experienced, no doubt. That said, well, she looks over the room, not exactly quite sure as how to proceed, but considering what she thinks of you at the moment and who she thinks you are, she goes ahead and says something that she wouldn't otherwise. Now, Madam Flynn, and I would say the rest of the druids here, they have rather outdated concepts and old ideas as to how one ought to engage in druidity. They believe that one must descend from a pure bloodline of druids, practitioners. But my father, in his arrogance perhaps, or his progressiveness, decided to leave this group of insular types. She looks around and says, to be honest, I'm quite certain they practice older ways than contemporary with regards to breeding.
Yes, like the Habsburgs. Say no more.
Indeed, yes, like the royal might. I, of course, am not fully of this ilk. My father left the cult, as it were, and joined up with a wonderful woman that I found in Liverpool. And tragically, both of them died in a fire not too long ago. But I returned upon my orphanage.
Can I roll psychoanalysis?
Yes, you may.
I mean, of course she killed her parents.
You may. Nothing about that skews you the wrong way. Fire is completely unrelated to her ability to create fire.
Actually, roll that as well. I do have some points in there.
Yes. Anybody who would like to may try to attempt to psychoanalyze the totally not villain.
Oh boy.
None of you are.
August is just like, that tracks.
Guys, I didn't pass my test against a 1.
What? Wait, Antonia Tremaine is rolling as William Lover. How fascinating.
You somehow used his bonus penalty instead. What?
How?
That is very weird.
How did you do that?
I'm not sure how that's working.
Oh, I just clicked it accidentally because, it's on the screen. That's weird.
Very strange.
Very strange indeed.
Okay, so her parents died in the fire, and she came here.
Sorry, I was waiting for you to yeah. So I'm assuming.
I also wanted my analysis, and that's not how my character would get information.
Yeah. Okay.
Really
Cool. Indeed. So that was kind of a side comment. She was saying stuff. Yes, my parents died in a fire recently. 4 years ago, of course, and upon my orphanage, I sought my father's old residence here. And I was taken in so graciously by Madam Flynn. Truly quite generous she's been. She's taught me the old ways, much to the disliking of many others here, but Flynn is by far the more progressive of the 3 houses. Yeah, aside from my father's house. Tragic that it had to come to such a brutal end, but perhaps I shall endeavor to recreate it. Or perhaps not. Some old things are better dead than alive. Either way, she's off gathering preparations for the coming festival in Grimsby, and I'm not sure she would take a liking to me showing you this, she says as she ruffles through some books and such. But considering you're new practitioners, well, maybe there's some hope that she wouldn't mind overmuch if I were to show you some of the lore, some of the old books. I would very much like to make this practice into something different than it is. Something more modern. Something less...
I was expecting a different M word, like murderous.
do you actually say
No. I would be doing the accent then.
Okay,
I was
fair
expecting a different M word, marshmallow.
Indeed. So she breaks out some books, and they're old, and they're in language that predates Welsh by a long time.
Latin.
She looks over them. At that, she looks over you and she says, "You."
Well, that was me talking to you, because unless she pulled up a book and said, this book is in a language that predates Welsh by a long time, I wouldn't say anything. I wouldn't just point at a random book and be like, Latin.
The older language is than Latin, my friend. Language is older than mankind itself.
Of course, Phoenician. Where the Latin, the Greeks, the Romans totally didn't get their language.
The alphabet, language.
I only have a 40 in Latin. I don't know that.
So she drops an old book on the table, and it is filled with runes that vaguely resemble Futhark in the most vaguest of senses. It seems almost that the Futhark carvings that you saw earlier were descended from this and mixed with actual Futhark. This is something older still, something grim and uncanny, something that doesn't settle easily on your eyes. I'm not going to make you roll a sanity check for just seeing it, but perhaps trying to decipher it might induce such a roll. That said, none of you really stand a chance unless you would want to really try some sort of convoluted translation attempt. She looks over at you and she says, "I suppose we'll have to start at square one. I'll need to teach you the language of the old ones." She proceeds to, disseminate some papers among.
She has handouts ready.
Holy
She flips down a whiteboard and she pulls out some markers and is like, "You see,
was
this
fucking-
circle represents magic."
She was
Yeah, no,
ready, dude. She's about
to teach you, motherfuckers. And Irene
she has one of those plastic pointers with the hand on it.
Yes.
Yeah, Irene actually comes over to her. at
Like a
the
better feeling.
moment while-
Over here, you can see.
Yeah, no, she put a rune and she says, "Scribble this on the paper for a second." But yeah, what did you say?
Benjamin would say, "Is there any risk to this process, by the way?"
She looks at you, twitching, and she says, "Definitely not."
Twitching. Can I roll again?
At advantage, yes. No, you don't even roll. There's definitely a risk.
Okay.
Don't even roll.
Are you sure?
She looks over at you, her face sweating, her palms shaking, her eyes absent.
Knees weak, palms sweaty.
No. Pat was so ready to do more narration and you fucking broke her.
She looks at you and she says, "Risk? Why are you asking me about risk? You've come this far. You've come to the very doorstep of the old magic. And I have but a brief moment to expose you to it. I have but a small chance before my master returns to share with you what I have learned from her. Why are you asking now about risk, my new friend? Why are you asking now of all times whether you are committed to learning the old ways? The ways
I completely agree. Risk is inherent to something like this. I met one man who was quite fond of exposing himself, and he said there was always risk involved.
Oh my. Anyone who's not here for our more ancient than Welsh is welcome to leave, but we're here to learn the ways of true power. So,
Yeah.
shut up.
She looks at you and she says, I am aware that you are. And she turns back to our good friend Glass, was it? Or no, August is your manservant.
Cogkill.
Coghill, thank you. Yeah, she turns over to Coghill and she says, but I'm not sure he is.
I mean, I simply wanted to know the specifics of what everything has some sort of cost, right?
Indeed. There's cost to all things. Some are worth paying the price. Knowledge, power, the ability to do things that others would consider unnatural.
Isn't it better to always make an informed decision, though?
If you hadn't already made your informed decision, then why were you at my doorstep?
August just kind of clamps a hand on his shoulder and just mumbles, "Quit while you're ahead."
You're fucking on this.
Don't fuck this up for us.
She hands you a paper and a goose quill, as well as
the magic joint.
And she says, if you're interested in learning magic, practice this rune. If you are not, then leave.
Ooh. I'm gonna do the doodle. I'm doing the doodle. You know I is.
Practice the rune.
Does she give us crayons?
Hey, you
She
just got
gave
to
you-
heard it.
Indeed. So as you are, there's not going to be any sanity damage from practicing the rune. You're all safe there. It's just a fucking drawing on the paper. She turns back to Irene though, and Irene, you can vaguely hear this. They're not very subtle, and it's also a very small residence. Irene turns around and says, "Are you sure you want to do this? I know that she'll be back soon. I recently, well, obviously." I just returned from my ride. Her carriage is on the way. And she
She's
says,
like, "Come on, Irene, do I?"
actually, it might be Eileen.
It's
Oh.
Eileen.
Aha.
Eileen.
Yeah, if we're,
Anyway,
doodling, August would sit down for said doodling.
indeed.
Can't
The
escape
doodling
doodle,
doesn't
it's
do
the
anything.
101.
You're just learning. This is basically like, you know, when you show up to Mandarin 101 and they're like, "Hey guys, let's practice the radicals." You don't actually learn Chinese from that. Anyway, she turns over to Irene and says, "I know what I'm doing. They're practitioners of the old ways, but they've got new sensibilities. They're not like the rest of the druids. They'll be interested in what we're planning to do." And Eileen says, "No, they will not. You haven't informed them of what exactly we're planning to do. And there's only one day before. You can't possibly imagine that they'll be as dedicated to our cause as I am." And she says, "Well, of course not. I spent so long trying to teach. You're my oldest friend. Of course you're more interested in what we're planning to do. What we're trying to achieve. But look, these people showing up at our doorstep just now, this can't be an accident. It's providence. It's an act of the old gods trying to tell us that our cause is just. Is it not? Do you not see that for what it is?" And she responds in kind, "It could just be coincidence, or worse, it could be the machinations of the other houses."
So I'm going to tactfully clear my throat at this point.
Yeah, August was considering doing such.
I'm scribbling so furiously that it's the sound of a throat.
Indeed. So what do you say upon this juncture?
And I'd say, you know, I'd love to hear more about your plans and about the new ways, but of course I understand, you know, your trepidation. We did appear out of nowhere. It was strange, honestly. I mean, this town isn't even on the rail line, but, our, well, friend, Lord Blackwood called us at a perfect juncture at Midwinter to a town like this, where I heard, that there were practitioners. It does seem like fate, like an elder hand was guiding this.
At the mention of Lord Blackwood, she kind of pauses for a second. She looks over at you at the party and says, Lord Blackwood? Strange. I've been seeing him in my dreams.
Interesting.
He does have very nice hair. Wink.
Not quite the way he presents with regards to normal town functions and everything, but I've seen him a few times, and strangely enough, I recognize him. In my mind at night. Repeatedly, hyper-realistic. Anyway, she looks at her hands for a second. Anyway, yes, no, exactly, the new ways. Yes, what my good friend here was trying to express perhaps quite indecently is that I am not entirely an aficionado of wait, no, that word wasn't coined until Hemingway, much later on. Sorry. I'm not quite a supporter, endorser, that. I'm not quite an endorser of the old ways per se. I am a student of them, perhaps, but the old ways are mired in their times. The old ways are pre-Roman. Old ways descended from the Boudica deserters so long ago. Those who weren't brave enough to combat the Romans and just didn't die for the cause. That said, I'm interested in sharing some form of new magical practitioner, something that I and others like me aspire to create in this world, something that would combat the old ways and the Christian ways alike.
I thought the Christian way was fire and axes.
The Christian way sought to oppress us. She looks at you like really kind of angry as soon as you mention Christians. Sought to oppress us, shun us, exterminate us, and remove from us any scrap of identity that we had left after the fact. The Christian way is extermination, death. It's fire indeed, yes, but not. She produces purple flame. Not fire as I see it. No, it is destruction. It is brick by brick removal of a personage. Not fire. Fire at least leaves stones. No, Christendom is intentional and forceful.
Of course, it's a tyranny of mediocrity, grinding down those with real power. People like you.
This is in my head, but she's saying, "Oh, Christendom's forceful and willful and intentional," but she said that the power is entirely about intent. So, like,
well, I mean, you know,
make up your mind, woman.
Powers can be at rivalries. Come on, give us a program. Not all powers are good. Not all powers are evil. Anyway, yeah, no. So she goes off on a tangent there. You can see a little bit of the purple flame that she produces lingering in her eyes when she disperses it. And Irene kind of, pats her shoulder and says, "Look, it's not. You don't need to prove anything to these people." And she says, "I have to prove something to the world." And Irene says,
"We are the world."
Yeah, but not tonight, not right now. And she's tempered by this, and she says, "Yes, indeed, not right now. I have but a brief moment to share with you what I've learned until the solstice comes, and so too does my master. and I cannot share more, but why don't you take this book? It is filled with runes. I cannot explain to you exactly what they mean when I'm far from you. Writing them down should do you no harm. Practice them, and upon your return, perhaps after the solstice, perhaps you should leave the town, and return to me afterwards. I won't be here, but I will know how to find you. Assuming you all consent to me removing one strand of your hair.
Oh my, how interesting.
I must obviously extract an identifying mark of all four of you. But perhaps you should consider leaving the town.
Oh, I thought
You
this
guy seem alright.
celebration
I
happened
wanna
every
leave town
year.
tomorrow.
Can I?
Yeah, well, the Solstice Festival is to be experienced by only knowledgeable druids, and at the moment, I'm afraid to say that most of you don't quite fit the bill.
Very true.
Oddly enough, she looks at William. Oddly enough, the things you mentioned earlier, you seem quite apt and appropriate. You mentioned pentagrams, and it was kind of weird. Anyway, I do respect all of you, and wish you all well, but take this book. It won't be noticed as missing. And you best copy down the runes and depart before my master returns. There are so many things afoot I hesitate to even mention. But you must be away from the town before the solstice. Otherwise, I suppose, well, otherwise, perhaps I won't find you afterwards. She grabs a strand of hair from everybody in the group, assuming
not even one hint. I'm sure it'll be a best.
It is but a feast for you beings to celebrate, not with mortal eyes, not with eyes unrosed by knowledge of the arcane. You must understand, it is not something to be experienced by those who do not, those who cannot practice without knowledge of them. Such as myself.
I will take the proffered book.
Of course, one must learn to walk before running, and run before making fire with one's hands.
Precisely. You'll understand what I'm trying to do here, what we're all trying to do. She kind of leans in and puts her hand over the shoulder of Irene, and she says, what we hope to achieve, something new, something that the old ways don't quite grasp, and something that the new ways will perhaps usher in. Thank you for coming. This was kismet. This was fantastic. But I suppose Irene and I have much to plan for, much to prepare.
Well, thank you. You've opened up an entirely new vista for us humble beginners.
Indeed, and if you see Lord Blackwood, please don't mention that I've seen him in my dreams. It's rather odd the way that I've seen him. Some sort of apocalyptic visions and strange. Blackwood was wearing some sort of veil or garment that covers most of their appearance. Most strange. Try not to mention this to Blackwood if you don't mind. I'd rather go unobserved in the background of any events to transpire. Anyway. Thank you for coming. and just as she says that, you hear a horse braying in the distance, as well as perhaps a gravel road being trod upon by said horses' hooves, and furthermore, perhaps the wheels of a carriage creaking against the
Oh
wood.
no, I motioned for Mr. Glass to hide the book that his master took.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Well,
assuming
you
like,
hear this in the
probably have,
distance.
like, a bag or something.
Okay, alright, so we can just hurry away.
Yes, I would say perhaps this is time to roll a. What is this game's stealth and/or mobility equivalent?
I would assume stealth
there's
is.
it, stealth.
I think stealth. Yes,
Probably
exactly.
that.
My PDF is not loaded.
Hey, look at me!
Um,
Why did it not give me a result?
Mm.
Like, why did it not? It didn't roll it normally. Like,
You know what? I'll take August's roll. He's stealthy, and therefore so are you.
fair enough. I mean, I think my stealth is 20, so I totally failed. But I don't know why I didn't detect that.
Now, who in the party would like me to roll? Or sorry, would like to for me roll an observation check?
Let me look at my sheet.
I'm not even gonna bother.
Probably don't have that.
Because presumably, as
Listen,
you go through the woods, you would have an opportunity
And
here to see
spot hidden.
what Lynn has within her carriage.
Yeah, it would be spot hidden, right?
Oh,
That's
okay.
the word. Yes, I rolled. I said
Hey, look at August with his good eyes.
You got hard success.
Okay. William!
He has good eyes.
And Cat Peaks mic check.
August be sneaky and also observant. August, he is the master rogue of this party. Holy shit. Okay.
Like I said, August is the competent one.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
actually, no, August is the competent one. You're just kind of here for facade.
That was literally the character idea. Yes.
Yeah.
So,
I did express how worthless Benjamin is, didn't I? Like, I feel like I made that. I tried to make that clear.
I will endeavor for the remainder of this half of this, the rest of the half of the episode to make sure that your character gets at least some chance to shine. What are you good at? DM me, and I'll make sure it happens. Anyway,
Books.
terrible. Anyway, DM me. Just kidding. William, you look around and you see the carriage. Yes. Not only within the carriage do you see an elderly old woman, an elderly graying woman with wrinkles, much like one might expect from a burlap sack rather than a human, who is shrouded within her carriage. And past her, you notice the faint silhouette of someone or something within the carriage alongside her. However, August, you, upon observing this well, sneaking through the foliage and hiding your tracks in the snow with expert precision. God damn, August's competent as fuck. Indeed, yes. You look around, you see not within this carriage resides an elderly woman with soft skin. No, beyond her, there is a younger woman, seemingly of poor upbringing, face covered in soot or mud or some sort of similar object. Seemingly, she is forced to work for a living within the confines of the grim town of Grimsby, but perhaps no longer. Perhaps she has been brought from those repressed and horrific city scenes. And then you think to yourself, with regards to who is bringing her out of that city, and then you think, perhaps some purpose fairer than simply an uplifting of spirit. Perhaps she was brought here not as a friend, but as something else, some sort of chattel to be employed by those residing within this copse of houses. You think to yourself, even now you think to yourself,
You're sacrifice in
Wow,
chat.
yeah,
We know
if
where this is
you
going.
that loud, we're gonna fail our stealth roll.
but hey,
Somewhere in this fuck the police of woods.
somewhere in the woods. You hear the most intense of as he lets out a feral shriek of and indeed, sorry. I have reached the level of drunkenness that it takes me to run a good game. Okay, carrying on. So, you guys are in the woods now. And you presumably return. Oh, without Irene. Sorry, she's not joining you. Irene and Carmen wait within their hut, and you guys expatriate with a book. All right, so this is just the morning. How would you like to spend the rest of your day?
I want to read a book.
I feel like we didn't really get a new lead, so yeah, I guess we go back to the mansion and.
Was there, by the way, anything else you wanted to ask her? I obviously, I know that there was presumably more conversation that went on screen. Is there anything you would like to deal with off screen before I remove you from this?
It didn't sound like she was going to tell us her entire plan, which is fair, but like that's the only other thing I really wanted to know.
Okay.
Also,
yeah.
I have a plan, everyone. Based on some information we gained, I have reason to believe the one who just spoke with is the villain. What really cued me off is when Pat says, "You're speaking with the villain." So, please sneak up to her house and wrangle her.
Villain is such an obscure term. It really means nothing in the face of player action, does it not? Who's the villain? Who's the protagonist?
You weren't drunk enough to be clever about it yet.
No.
Who's with me? Metagame!
Look, I'm clever regardless of my... I have so many fucking characters written into the story. Oh my god, shut up, Max. There are so many people who could be the villain. I'm not even gonna put this down. Anyway, carrying on.
It's the bartender kid who thinks his mom is Selkie. Calling it now.
Fuck you, that's Act 2. Anyway. So, how would you like to proceed?
I want to read a book.
Okay, cool. I'm assuming all of you go to the Blackwood residence?
Yeah.
Wherever the rest of the party is going. Benjamin will follow like a lost sheep.
Aw,
Probably being guided by August.
Welsh type moment.
He's probably already reading the book as they travel.
I'm gonna go ahead and delete all of this and place you guys here and vibe with me for 1 second as I do one.
Oh, we're gonna vibe so hard.
We're gonna vibe, all right.
Vibe so hard.
Hey Max. Hey Max, right?
May?
Max, there's now a Max in the audience, so we get to have a Max Piguti as well.
Oh my god, there's a Max in the audience. Get out of here, you goddamn piece of shit. This is my house.
God.
We're friendly. We are friendly to our dreamer friends.
Wait, did you just accuse us of being family friendly? You fucking idiot. That's stupid. We are not family friendly. I will have you know. I talk about
Wait, no, Lee, you misunderstand. There's a Max in chat, but they're Max writer. They're my writer. They're the one who writes all my dialogue.
Oh, okay. So you're the Maxter.
I'm not clever at all. I literally have a screen up here with just quips that someone writes for me. It's this guy. Real nice of him to show up.
Yeah, Max
They're
writer.
doing a shite job.
No, Max writer, you're doing great.
Yeah, Max Writer.
The pay is terrible. Unionize, Max Writer. Unionize. Let's get the Max Writers of America Guild in on this.
Raspberries a week. He tried to negotiate up to blueberries, but I put that fucker in his place.
Are blueberries better than raspberries?
Yes.
We gotta appreciate alienation from your labor under capitalism in this stream.
Alright, so
we're gonna have to take Max out back to the gulag.
I feel like the conversion.
The Catboy
changes
gulag.
Season.
Yes, a union of wands.
Anyway, you roll up to the. Have I put you guys on the right page? I have not. Okay, thank you.
We roll up to the house, bump in.
to find that certain character art has been replaced, and
Oh my.
look at that
What?
man.
What a development.
Look at this sexy man. Wow. And our lovely Lady Blackwood, who I have not yet replaced with more suitable art, but rest assured, I will replace her art with that of a feminist writer that I'm a huge fan of now. Later, it will happen. Don't worry. If those of you who want to see if those of you in the audience want to see a preview of what I will draw in replacement of this, which is a Renaissance painting of a woman, probably wrote something spectacular. I was on a huge feminist literature kick when I wrote this. Anyway, those of you who want to see who I will replace this amalgam character with, check out Orlando. It's a book written in the early 1900s. Anyway, moving on. Virginia, you guys arrive at the manor, and of course the maid, as previously, greets you, and you are ushered in because you are house guests of the lord of the manor. Lady Blackwood, actually, upon your arrival, would say, you returned so soon. I haven't even finished my morning writings, which people do in the morning, according to Madeline that session.
Shade thrown.
What? That was not shade. That was appreciation. Excuse you. I can be unironic sometimes. It just hurts me a little inside. But you know what? Suffering is life. She's curious as to why you've returned so soon.
I gestured like our current lead is book-based. Though I have to say we did find the woman. Okay, well actually, yeah. So we did find the woman your husband mentioned in his dreams, who is practicing a. Apparently, I should probably start with magic is real, and she can make fire with her hands. And
Well, that, you know.
She looks at you aghast, and she's like, "Magic is real?"
I love how we just were like, oh, that makes total sense, and moved on from the whole fire in the hands thing.
I'm sorry, magic is real and she produces fire from her hand. What are you on about? Oh, you haven't been. You don't mean to tell me that you've been reading some of my husband's newest literature that he stored in his rough draft. I told him to keep those out of the public eye.
So you write something similar in a rough draft recently?
Oh yes, he's been on about this new book. Ever since the Egyptian one, he's been trying to have his lady investigator researching in the old Druidic ways or something.
You mean his accidental self-insert?
By any chance?
Yes, goodness. Of course I have the draft. It's rather dreadful. Apparently magic is real and you can alter the universe and some sort of mumbo-jumbo. It's not quite normal stuff.
Serves him help in our investigation into his fragile psyche, so it would be useful to look at for research purposes if you'd oblige.
Yeah, she looks you over and she says, well, I suppose... Look, it's not that his psyche is fragile or anything. He's very knowledgeable. He's very emotional and, well...
Men are fragile.
Indeed,
No.
yes. Something about him doesn't strike me like other men do, though. Anyway, I will share with you.
I mean, more
what he's
spiritual
written.
soul.
Indeed, it's not the normal emotional repression or anything. It's just like a fragility. He doesn't quite put on the same capacity as everybody else. To my experience, that I don't mind it over much. And he's certainly a supporter and endorser of my rather liberal political ambitions. That said, he's Sure, I shall share with you the draft that I've seen. Mind you, it's of course a first draft and not even complete. It's sort of left off when there was some sort of ritual happening in the plot, something to change the universe, or something, maybe a glitch you mentioned. Anyway, I'll delve into whatever chest I've stowed it. But please, if you would, try not to disturb the master of the house, Lord Blackwood. He's in a bit of a state at the moment. Rather won't leave his room, covered himself in sheets.
Oh my.
Oh no, I am a mummy.
Doesn't want to be seen by anybody, not the maids, not the butlers, not any of the house servants, not even me. He can't stand to be seen. It's rather peculiar. But mind you, of course, this is the reason he summoned you here. There's clearly something bewildering him. I would hate for it to affect his ability to function in the future. Obviously, she kind of is everybody else standing around for this, or is this just like a conversation between Antonia and
I'm
her?
reading the book.
Okay, you're reading the book.
I imagine
year
I'm
did
here
you-
for the conversation if there isn't any reason I wouldn't be.
Yeah, well, Antonia is good at cues. She'll just like look and just draw her aside a bit, like, "Oh, don't you want more tea, Mr. Lovering?"
I'll be like, oh, I must like some tea.
And
What would Freud
Mount
think
Blackwood
about?
gestures to
What would
in the other
Freud
room.
think about Lord Blackwood? Because so the time period works out. Because psychoanalysis is literally a thing started by Sigmund Freud, and he started his practice in the 1880s. So I feel like as someone who is, I feel like my character would absolutely be following Freud's philosophies when trying to psychoanalyze.
You're
Something
gonna
about
make me,
fucking your mom. Something about penis envy.
Yep.
yeah.
Hey,
He doesn't want to be. He
This
doesn't want to be
No.
seen. Clearly, he's ashamed of his
Freud's
penis.
Yes.
Huge penis envy present in Mr. Blackwood. Totally. Yeah. No, he's got huge penis envy.
He's got tiny dick energy. No. All right. So for real though, I want to read the book. What skill is that?
Okay. So let me look at your skills real quick.
The good ones are art, literature, history, and library use. And into a lesser
yeah.
extent, psychology and psychoanalyze. Psychoanalysis.
So I'm gonna. Do you have library use?
Yeah, I do. 50, I think.
Do you wait? So you do have a cult or no?
No, I don't have any occult. I have
You
the
have
base
library.
5. Yes, I have library use.
Okay. And you have what else did you say?
History, occult literature, not occult, art, literature, and psychoanalyze or analysis and psychology.
Okay. I'm going to ask.
And a good credit rating.
Amazing. All right. The first thing I'm going to ask of you is library use. Can you find a book that will help you translate this? And then, when you find that book, if you find that book, I'm going to ask for a literature check. All right. So you know what? I will give August a roll here. August would like. He may choose.
How well this goes.
What the fuck? Oh, dude, you didn't find a translation guide. You just found the book translated.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how good I. It doesn't matter how good I am at a skill. August will roll well, and I will roll badly. That is.
Wait, but this actually fits so perfectly into the plot. Oh my god. You don't even know. Y'all don't even know. August.
Do I? Hold on. Let me just throw out a little an antiquary right quick.
Antiquary? What?
A little something. A little.
You got something?
Something.
August, your library usage gets you so far. And pursue that that endeavor, and you find that there is not.
Yeah, you found one of these.
Oh, fuck you! Get out of here! You stupid.
I know, bitch. I know what reference you're making. I know what reference you're making.
It's in the library.
There's no reference here, actually.
Oh, okay.
I was not actually intending for there to be a reference. Anyway. For once, I'm actually playing the game. Excuse you, bitch.
Which one of these is Max's character again?
Come again? I will digress. You find that the library usage ability only gets you so far. There is, however, you will note a few missing books. There are, however, a few missing books on several key shelves. You're curious about this at first, and you look around, and obviously there's a huge library section in Manor, otherwise I wouldn't even have had you roll this. This guy's got a lot of books. You look around, and he doesn't keep good track of where he puts them. You sift through papers, and it looks like there's a whole bunch of papers with regards to summoning rituals and other sorts of things, arcane and unknown. You notice that same rune that the druid had you write down so many times earlier in the day. And you look at that, and you follow the rest of the conversation. It looks like it's kind of the same weird, unnatural Futhark that you saw earlier. You look at what this page is connected to, and it's connected to a couple other pages, noting research conducted by Lord Blackwood from the druid that he spoke to at the tavern not so long ago. The druid that you guys all spoke to earlier, who was his contact. And you look through these papers, and you note that he writes down to from this man, or given to my father from this man in our library not so long ago. And he puts a title to it, but that title is not among the books in the library. It is in fact precisely where there should be. So you look around, and then on Lord Blackwood's desk, the desk that he received you at when you first arrived, desk which is currently absent, you spot that self-same book. And you look at it. And it is the annotated version of this book, fully translated.
We found the annotated Welsh rune of mysticism.
Fully
Gently pick it
translated
up.
into
Try to like shuffle things so like, you know, they stay where they were, and just gently extract the book. And then just walk over to Benjamin and be like,
Sir, I believe this is your card book.
Why, thank you, August. This will greatly help in my translation of this book. Yes, exactly. I mean, wait, what?
Yes, it will help quite a lot, I'm sure.
Indeed. So you've received this book, and it is the exact same as the it literally has the Futhark analog. I feel like I'm saying Futhark a lot. I should come up with another word. It has the runes.
You also said cops a shit ton. It's okay.
Fair point. It has the arcane runes on one side, and then the modern English on the other. It's a very contemporary piece of literature, to be sure.
It's no beer Shakespeare.
It's like those Shakespeare translations, right?
Exactly, or the Beowulf ones, which is actually what I was thinking of. Because
that
I can
too,
understand Shakespeare because it's actually English.
Anything from a modern literature class.
Yes, exactly. It looks like a modern literature class book. but basically, it's got everything you need. Now it's time to roll me literature.
Art literature? Sick.
Ooh.
I swear to God, if I... Oh, hey! A critical success! Look, I'm finally good at something.
One thing Benjamin is good at.
Wonderful! Great job, Benjamin! Roll me a sanity.
Yes.
I saw that one coming.
You saw it
Yeah.
coming?
What
I-
I'm not good at.
Damn
How much do I take?
5.
Yeah, woo! I'm almost down 10.
Yeah. You look at the book and it's unsettling at first. When you see the runes, they jump out of the page almost as if to grab you and ensnare you, drag you in deeper into the book's literature, deeper into the words and the not words that it's saying, that it's expressing, that it's making you feel without even knowing it. They drag you into the pages almost, and then they spit you out, deformed, ravaged by their words, ravaged by the things that they have to say about the nature of this realm you exist in, and its transience, its fragility, and the presence of other realms more permanent, realms formed of harder things than the stuff of stars, formed
Okay.
of things not comprehend, even if you had a contemporary understanding of science, which you do not.
Being a lit major, you have no understanding of science.
That's how it works. Can confirm.
I have some science, I think. Let me look.
You don't understand.
I'm not
But
saying
these
science
things have
will help
effect.
here. I'm just saying I don't think I'm bad at science.
The words are hard, and even the English, well, proper English is difficult to decipher, considering it was presumably translated into proper English a
There's
century ago.
There's no science skill, but I'm bad at medicine, but I'm good at natural world, so I don't know what that equals.
Oh,
Anyway.
rest assured, I have absolutely nothing planned for if you were knowledgeable about science.
Oh, no, I was just
Sorry.
taking umbrage at Madeline's assertions. Don't
Nothing to
worry.
do with your character stats.
This
I
shit
know.
don't got nothing to do with science, damn. This is
I
total
was
stuff.
responding to Madeline's assertions that my character was bad at something, which is perfectly right. He's bad at everything, but
Except for
page
art literature.
here, one page in particular seems to be used more than others. One page in particular is
covered in
yeah, no. This one got
used.
bookmarks, and it's been opened a few times. Almost immediately upon opening the book, you find it open to this page. You have to sift through to the front page. When you get to it, is it almost seems like you check to see. Yes, there is a page removed from it. It is covering the creation of some sort of alternative reality. Some sort of it's hard to understand what the arcane symbols mean, of course, but it's also hard to understand what the proper English allegory speaks in ways that render it difficult to understand, perhaps because there aren't words for it yet in the English language to quite articulate
Are there
what
words
it
in
is
Latin?
trying to explain. Ow, your Latin usage is fucking useless. I'm so sorry.
I mean, no, that's a perfect analog to how useful it is in the real world. So don't worry.
Exactly. It describes, as far as you're aware, the process by which one might endeavor to bring another reality into our own. That's as far as you can decipher it, and it's entirely up to your interpretation what that actually means.
Oh dear, Lord Blackwood was reading this? No wonder he's crawling into bed.
Are you reading some?
Indeed. It also describes great discomfort. A great discomfort to come. Should such
I
a
feel like you should be a doctor if you have a great discomfort to come.
it describes the future. Should one
Whoa!
create
Is Pat
such
back up?
a connection.
Pat, you're dying on my end.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Two different realities. Oh shit! Do you guys not hear me?
Okay, yeah, there we go. It took a while for your stream to catch up. It was.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. So the damn, and just when I was getting to the dramatic part, the book describes the discomfort to come should one endeavor to render both realities true in the same universe. It describes that those who are here experiencing two different realities would find themselves quite at odds with their physical forms and everything about reality, so long as they perceive reality in the way that they do. Should they accept the new reality, perhaps then the discomfort would end. But should they accept the new reality, perhaps it would gain a foothold. Perhaps it would supplant the current reality.
So if they reject the new reality, it will fix their discomfort, but if they accept it, will also fix it?
If they reject it, they will feel discomfort.
I think they.
Oh, okay, never mind. Interesting.
That said, it doesn't sound like this new reality would be one that favors humanity's existence. Oh god, sounds like some weird,
Like, yeah.
you know, Jotunheim would come to Earth.
Okay,
Like-
so
I'm using that endorsed stand-in. Here, the old quote unquote the other world, which you
Yes.
can Google. That's like an Irish myth.
I would
The other
call the
world,
others over.
and you would feel uncomfortable because you wouldn't be human in the other world. Would be fae.
Fair enough. I would call the others over and be like, you should probably look at this.
Marvelous.
and I'm like, why don't you just tell me what it says, Bookman?
So as not to incur a sanity point damage.
I don't even care about that. Antonia just is lazy and doesn't want to learn a whole new language for this caper.
It's already translated, but okay. I don't quite know. Words fail me. As far as I can tell, there is some sort of other world that is going to do. You can do a thing that book lines out, and it'll bring another world, and some sort of discomfort will start happening. And if you accept the new world, you won't be comfortable, but you'll probably won't be human anymore, and some fucked up shit will happen. Just read the fucking.
Marvelous.
Oh, it's just
Well,
Pat.
I want to read his draft to see if it has anything about like the actual process of doing the thing. Because as far as I understand, like Eric did not get a step-by-step guide that we could then use to stop this.
Yeah, no. So Lady Blackwood comes over and she says, "Here, I found the draft. It is quite hard to decipher towards the end. That's about the point when my husband started demonstrating more disease than normal. He's always been kind of uncomfortable in general, but more so lately by far. And around the time that he started expressing this to me, we have a quite honest relationship, he and I. I'm assuming this is just between you and her. She probably wouldn't be this open. other people. We have a quite honest relationship, very open. Not that much I expected from a husband, to be honest. And I feel as though I can tell him anything almost, and he can tell me. But it's been worse lately. The discomfort, the general malaise, and dissociation, appreciation of himself. The general discomfort. It's been far worse. And around that time, the draft gets rather incoherent. I understand where he was going in the very beginning, when he had this character moving about the town of London, investigating all sorts of foul, cultish manners, and all that seems rather observed. And my husband does not try to rustle feathers with his work. That's perhaps why he admires you so much. But yeah, so it all seems rather plain and humdrum until around the point where the writing becomes more rambles than anything else. Perhaps you'd best look at it. Perhaps I was wrong in concealing it from you earlier. Give it a go, and I suppose I should go tend to him. He's rather inconsolable at the moment. Don't even let me into the room we share. Anyway, please, conduct your research, and I'll go tend to the man. And she leaves you with the draft. I'm assuming you read it.
Yeah, I mean, probably mostly I skip to the parts that aren't blended.
Fair enough. Yeah, you've always found Lord Blackwood's style good, but derivative, not like groundbreaking. You kind of always figured that Lord Blackwood kind of had a name as an author because he was a man and reread a lot of other people's work in sort of that form. He's no friggin' groundbreaking author. I would name a few, but honestly, nobody in the chat would get it, and neither would you, and I don't remember any of their names. So it's derivative. It's not groundbreaking. This work seems different. It seems as though he was inspired by something or someone or something new. And towards the end of the draft, when he gets rambly, seems like he wrote the conclusion actually before he got to this point. So there's a point in the middle of the book where he gets really rambly. He starts talking about a gate or key, perhaps. Something that opens something, that lets something into something. It's all rather vague, and the words that he chooses to use do not facilitate it. It's almost as if he was writing entirely in allegory at this point. Something about midsummer gate opening, only to find that fall had already arrived and winter came swiftly. And in the middle of the winter, a pin struck the protagonist. The protagonist shook it off, only to find that when spring came, then she was allowed to enter the gate. It's all rather strange. You don't fully understand it, but one thing in particular sounds out to you. When she opens the gate, this investigator, she's opening a gate to a town, or perhaps a residence of something, or someone that she needed to see before, but it's kind of become ambiguous as to what she was looking for. It's really, really hard to figure out exactly how you came to this part of the book, in fact. But when the gate is opened, she does not walk through the gate. It seems as though something walks through her. And it's all in allegory. It's describing the protagonist as if she were a waft of smoke. I'm sure there's a word. Waft. wisp. It's describing the protagonist as if she were a wisp of smoke, and upon opening the gate, something moves through her and enters the world. Something that was not there before, but also that she was looking for, that she invited into the world. Some entity or something that she was looking for before came into creation upon her opening this gate. And it's hard to tell exactly what happens to the author, or to the protagonist of the story, until, the next chapter, which was clearly written before the chapter preceding it. The next chapter describes a very dissimilar event having occurred. It describes her having looked into some sort of London estate and found some weird occult shit pertaining to a gate and some spooky cultists and stuff who were trying to do weird Celtic shit. And basically she escapes from that situation, and she runs on to the authorities, who are not interested in hearing for pleas for assistance. So she must, of course, endeavor to continue this herself, as an investigator might. But it doesn't connect at all to the chapter preceding it. Seems as though there was a clear intent going into that chapter that completely faded.
Alright, so I guess I'll bring the party and so now we know what we need to foil. The question is how. Unless anyone has a better idea, we might want to go look at the bit in the woods that we heard about earlier. Maybe that's the location of the gate for Midsummer. I bet that's where the druids do their annual rituals.
Might not be a bad idea.
Indeed. So I would say that this took up most probably around evening. You can choose to go today, or you could do this tomorrow in the morning. For the purposes of the plot.
I feel like we'd go now. I mean, we don't have a lot of time before the solstice. We might back off if there are actually druids there, or try to spy on them, but we'll see.
Totally. I fully accept this as what you choose to do. So, it's getting late. The moon is but a sliver in the sky, sparsely visible, and the night is dark as it descends upon you. That said, it is still not quite as dark as it could be. I don't know why there's another untitled page, but I'm going to go ahead and plop this map down below the manor so that I don't have to move you to another page.
Below the manor, I see indeed. Another map. Oh, kindly presence there below, which lacks.
Yes, using all those Lovecraftian keywords, aren't we? Yes. Okay, so you guys are here. And y'all are here at the manor, which is on top of a hill, and also does not have an air conditioning unit. What are you playing?
Perdido, apparently.
Perhaps this is with regards to the fact that I have perdu as a spread, which means forgot. Perhaps this is Lee's subtle way of telling you that I forgot to inform you that we have a 10-minute break starting basically right now.
Wow.
Yeah, that's about right.
Or whoop? I mean, where's it going? Whoop, 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 whoop,
Yeah.
whoop, whoop, whoop,
Yeah, no, you got so many options.
whoop, whoop,
You are
whoop, whoop.
multiple options. Alright. You're on this manor of the hill. However, you decide, why are you doing things that I don't want you to do? I'm gonna, boom, take away your power.
Amazing.
So, you decided to check out the hill, where you suspect that events will transpire. Go ahead and over that. Now, guys, this is the one map that I asked Lee to make.
Oh,
be kind
that
to
means
Lee.
we're right. It is important.
I return
Kind to
fashionably
Lee.
late as always.
When you see.
Fashionably late.
Shut up. Where are we?
Before you, there are 7 stones, carved as one might expect to see at Stonehenge. Even seems older still. The runes carved upon these stones resemble those carved into the pages of that book which once drove you to the brink and back again. Mister. Do what?
Upon seeing that there are 7 stones, I look at Lovering, waiting for the outburst.
You wait. And yet.
Yeah, I think he forgot what he did last session.
No, I think Max is busy not paying attention.
Mostly that, yes.
You know, rude, accurate.
Indeed.
There are 7 of a thing.
7?
There it
No! My God! 7?
The most magical of numbers. To be sure. The
That's all
area,
in character, by the way. He pulls out a rolling chair, spins around, and holds it 7 fingers.
in spite of the greenery, is completely covered in snow. The trees are dead. Rather, does not look at all like what Lee has chosen to portray here.
So
And
basically,
yet-
keeping with the rest of the
Ignore the map.
Wait, what?
Ignore the map.
You said it was a hill in the woods with 7 stones around a circle.
In winter.
Oh, wait, no, it's fine. I can fuck this shit up with snow. 1 second.
Put a white put a white filter
I'm
over.
I'm about to snow you out. I'm about to snow you out like this that one year that didn't have a summer. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody.
About to get Napoleonic up in here. Yeah.
Like, oh,
Oh, the
nice
seasons,
weather.
they are
Nice weather
changing.
here. Noticing cute gates and
Ooh.
shit in place. Wow, look at you.
And now I
Lee.
can't see the 7 rocks. I must do all the spazzing I did, but in reverse.
Alright, so I assume there are no people around that we see or hear?
There are
All right,
no people.
snow. Snow people
No,
around
no,
here.
no, don't talk, you stupid fuck.
Wow.
Whoever would like to look around, most pressingly, please roll me a spot hidden.
Not
As
even
you-
good about
Go about your investigation within the confines of this coke.
Oh, that's a...
The penetrating gaze of the Lord.
Damn. Okay. Oh, hey, 69.
Nice.
Nice. Everybody nice in chat.
Nice.
William, as you are walking amongst these snow-covered trees, you can't help but notice footprints left by, well, at first you think they were footprints. There certainly seem to be a directionality to them, but humans don't have 4, invariably 8 legs those don't seem to end in feet, do they? They seem to taper off as one might expect, walking root or perhaps a tendril of some sort of coastal dwelling thing one would expect to see rather in a coastal pool or something. Maybe likely strange octopus or mollusk that one might observe upon the receding of the tide. Pools and dwellings aside, cliffs. No, those don't seem to be human footprints. No, they resemble those left by a horse or goat or deer. Or any terrestrial thing of which you are aware. And yet they do follow a path through the woods, a path around but never quite touching the circle of 7 stones.
So a deer was here and then left.
That's what you
a
said.
murder of nightmares.
Some sort of something was here. Maybe Pedro? I don't, it's hard to tell. Yeah. August, roll me a sanity save. I feel like this system
Great.
probably calls for sanity saves far more than I asked for.
Well, I mean, sometimes you have like a bunch of little ones, or sometimes you have none, and then sometimes you have like one really big one that kills you instantly.
August, you are super sane, even as the trees above you seem to shift and shudder and shake and move without wind.
That's the third one this session, and it's the second one from August.
Alright.
Also, I love how it's versus 69, which is great.
Yeah, no, nice. I think we all appreciate that.
Nice.
August is
Jabba nice in chat.
Yeah, everybody, please. He's doing so nice.
First,
He's doing
first
so
they
nice.
roll a 69, and then they crit on a check to beat 69.
Not.
Yeah, so
Really
he's
nice
really
to have a year where Ember's acknowledged so prominently. People really don't talk about it enough.
Look at our king, our absolute king, the master of this fucking game here. Okay,
Nice.
so there's some weird shit going on in the outskirts around the stones, but it does look like within the confines of the stones, nothing strange has transpired. There's no footprints at all, in fact, which maybe, come to think of it, is a little bit strange.
Is it? Oh, there's snow on the ground.
Certainly, but not recent snow. It's kind of old.
No.
It's been new days since it snowed.
Okay, so who can actually see the footprints? Lovering?
Only loving. August heard some
Yes.
things about.
I'm
Okay,
like,
well,
look at
can
these
you tell where they
footprints.
begin or end? Like, do they go anywhere?
Loving, you would note that they traipse around in a circle surrounding the 7 stones, not seeming to transgress within.
So they didn't come from
it
inside the
seems
7.
that this creature. Sorry.
No, they came from the woods.
Okay, they came from the woods. Did they go off in any other direction? Like, assuming we're not seeing
They
a
came the same way
creature.
they left.
Okay, can we go that way?
Do you want me to ask our good friend William to roll some sort of survival check?
We're totally gonna get lost in the woods.
Yeah, we are.
I mean, I have track at 10, but it's better than nothing.
I mean, I think I'm gonna have. So William's the only one who even
Everyone's got
noticed
track at 10.
these
That's
are
the base
tracks
skill.
or tracks
I would
left.
like to walk into the circle.
Oh,
Alright, so first, William, roll me a track. And you, who would so boldly and brashly decide to walk into the circle where none prior to you have tread, please roll for me. Roll for me. Absolutely nothing. You just walk into the circle. It's fine. They're just rocks. Fuck. What are you expecting? Nothing happened.
I poke a rock. Does it have, like, any carvings on it? Eldritch symbols, perhaps.
Are you sure we're in the right place?
As mentioned previously, yes. The rocks around you do have runic markings on
Yeah,
them.
we saw that
And
earlier.
than later. I will say, you don't recognize them. They seem to be utter gibberish, except for August. If you would like to try and read them, having seen a translation of the prior text.
Wait, I read the translation
might do-
too.
Wait, shit. August and I'm sorry. What's your fucking character's name?
Benjamin.
Thank you.
Hmm.
August and Benjamin, you may both attempt an arts literature check here.
I
Yes,
don't have
the
that
one-
skill.
The one thing I'm good at, and I fail again.
Ooh.
Okay.
I rolled a
Well, what sort of skills do you
94.
have, August?
The closest one I have, I guess, would be library.
It's a hard push. I'm gonna say roll a
I mean,
disadvantage.
you can also just use like the equivalent of a node check is either education or in, which you can use for
Yeah, and
deciphering.
Okay.
Yeah. Try. You may try to decipher.
Yeah, I will. Well, they're both the same number, so I will BAP education. Oh boy!
Yeah.
Oh, that's a fumble.
Fortunately for you guys, none of you can quite put a word to it. All of you recognize, in at least several instances, that one rune that you were forced to write ad nauseum earlier does seem to feature here. It seems as though most of the alphabet, that strange, not quite Futhark alphabet that you were forced to look at, gaze upon, does seem to reiterate here in multiple iterations. Anyway, I'm quite babbling and using the same word to describe itself several times.
Can I trace that rune on one of the stones?
The rune?
Yeah, like, or the symbol that we were forced to, like, copy a bunch of times? Can I,
Yes.
like, walk up and...
You absolutely can. It appears basically wherever the letter F might in a sentence.
Oh, okay.
You don't know the other letters.
So we don't know what, alright.
Yeah. You definitely see it a couple of times on each rune. Seems like it's part of a larger phrase that you don't fucking have any idea how to decipher.
Alright. Did I not see that phrase translated at all in the original text?
I mean, according to your 94 with regards to art literature, you certainly don't recognize it. You've maybe seen a couple of them, and you can definitely decipher what is a word and what is not, but you can't quite place it, and you can't quite put it to the page.
Did we bring the book with us?
Yeah, I'm willing to...
You have?
I feel like it'd be very
would
strange
you?
to not read it.
I fucking love books. I would
Kind of your
taken
choice
the
here.
I would have taken the translated copy probably.
Okay. Alright. So, yes, if you would like to, you may roll again in art literature, this time at advantage, now that you're looking through the book.
Wonderful. Is there a way to tell it to roll advantage?
You do the bonus penalty die afterwards, and that gives you a new ends die, and
Okay.
otherwise
So
you just
say-
roll twice. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like you could do either. It's fine.
Hit that thing. The bonus thing.
Doesn't that just roll? That rolls a d10 though. That's different.
Okay,
than
that's the
advantage.
new tens dice. It does penalty or bonus with the tens die. It's dumb. So that now you have a 54 instead of a 74.
Oh, you're right. I forgot.
Oh.
Okay, I pass.
Okay, so, you see written quite frequently in fact, on each and every single stone. Keep here, which once roamed free, is very, very, very blatantly first line of each transcription.
This
The
is
rest are hard to decipher.
This seems to be some sort of prison, and we probably shouldn't mess with it.
Oh, you mean the thing you were doing earlier, Mr. Coghill? Well, I'm glad we know now not to mess with the mysterious stone circle.
Hey, look, okay? I touched the rock. It didn't do anything. We're fine.
You also walked into the circle, but okay, so this is...
But that's not all you can translate, Benjamin, my friend. Unfortunately, you are cursed with knowledge, and I shall explain to you what you see before you roll me a sanity check. Each rune is a little bit different. Each stone is a little bit different, but a recurring trend after the keep here, which once was free. Various iterations upon the general trend being at darkest night, at coldest hour, at longest expanse of exposure to the cosmic. At such a point, one must. It's hard to translate that next line, but in your mind, it sounds a little bit like re-up or continue. Some sort of. The next word is very clear. Sacrifice.
It seems, based off of context clues, that there needs to be some sort of sacrifice on the longest, coldest, darkest day of the year. Wait a second.
Oh, are
Shit.
we remembering that scullery maid from earlier? That woman clearly absconded with from somewhere?
I'm supposed to make a sanity check, right?
Yes, sorry, please do. Oh, good.
Good job.
Hey,
I still take
succeeded
two
by
sanity.
one. I still take what?
You still take 2 sanity. This was gonna be a really bad one if you failed.
39. We're getting there. Slowly but surely.
Yeah, I'll get you there, homie. I'll get you there. Yes. So you've managed
I mean,
to.
to be clear, Pat, if you reach 0 sanity, you don't go and saying you die. Like, the system is
Yes,
different.
I know. Oh yes, I know. But what happens when you die? That's the fun part. Anyway. Yeah, I must say, Benjamin, you're not looking too hot. You're a little frazzled and disheveled, and your edges are starting to come a little bit tattered. As if
Is that
by.
not how he always is?
That's fair. That's fair.
You leave the circle.
Yeah. So,
He's even
what
worse
happens
than
next? You've deciphered the inner workings of the 7 stones. What would you do next? You know of, to just reiterate, an industrialist and their associate who you spoke to, who is against the old ways. You know of a druid who's practicing quote-unquote new ways, and you know of the old ways being practiced by the 3 remaining households within said copse of huts. You also know of Lord Blackwood, who was doing some weird shit with a book once. What are you guys gonna do? You spent the morning here. It's midday.
No, we didn't.
Fuck it,
We
fine.
were at night.
Oh shit! Sorry. My goodness. You can go home. My God, I'm so sorry. You have a whole day ahead of you. What are you gonna do in the next day? I'm assuming you go home.
Probably go to sleep before the day happens. I imagine we don't just kind of pass out in mossy bed in the woods.
How long does
Right
it take?
here in the circle. Sounds
It
like
took us an entire day to travel here, right?
To travel here? No, it probably took you an hour though. You walked.
No, not here. Like here, this village, not here, this particular forest bit. Like
Okay.
from London to here. How long is that?
Oh, from London to here is an entire day. Yeah. And you gotta
Okay,
leave
yeah.
early in the morning from Grimsby, not from here.
Yeah, unfortunately, my ridiculous idea is to get the historical society to come and section up these Stonehenge rings, which I think would be hilarious. Not a very practical solution.
You arrive at the druidic sacrifice and you see that somebody's put up like a little historically significant "Do Not Disturb" sign.
a little, a little black.
Amazing.
Sorry, the cat is demanding my
Yeah.
attention.
Entirely valid. Entirely valid.
Maybe on stream. She says, no, I hate it when you pick me up. I hate it.
The cat wants you to worship it as the eldritch deity that it is.
She is the eldritch deity. You're a very bad eldritch deity. Yes, you are.
The eldritch
So I'm
eldritch
assuming.
deity of Chungus.
Indeed.
Yeah, I guess obviously we go back to Blackwoods, we sleep. If anything happens in the night, that triggers.
Yes, do I have strange?
I would say on your way back, who here is the least capable of rolling a stealth check? I'm going to invoke something that I learned well from Alien RPG here.
Least capable of rolling a what check?
Least
Stealth.
capable.
Stealth
I have a 40.
or
I have a 20. I have the
That
base.
Whoa.
I have the base stealth. Also, why is sleight of hand spot hidden in stealth under some?
Why am I not surprised we have so many 40s in an old English
Oh, wait,
campaign?
That's survival. Never mind, they're marked underneath.
I don't get it. Anyway, please, if you will, darling,
That's weird.
Miss Oghill, roll for us a stealth. Is that a success?
That's a fan.
That's
Doesn't
not a
say.
success.
34
Yeah, that
over 20.
Would have been a success for anyone else.
Indeed. As you are leaving this particular location, you feel as though the trees grow closer to you. There are more trees than there were before, and in the darkness, you see trunks that seem to move and shake and undulate. They dare not get closer to the path, but trees are moving. Of this you are certain. In the darkness, blacker shapes still silhouetted by the thin sliver of moon left in the sky undulate and gyre beyond your clear sight. There are things afoot here that do not have feet and are not mortal in the way that you comprehend. Everybody, please, roll me a sanity check. You just now noticed there's a presence in these woods that is not human. Not even remotely human.
Oh shit, that's a fumble for sanity. That's not good.
Oh, Lord.
Let's get ready to fumble!
I failed. I failed. August barely passed. William
Yeah.
passed.
Okay.
And
Everybody
William
who failed.
Lumbering is weirdly the stable one here.
Yeah, I
So-
just don't get it. How the fucking stable?
You
Everybody
also,
who failed,
you have more sanity than I started with.
those
I
of you
started
who
with even
succeeded,
more than I have. I'm down a bit.
What do I lose if I failed?
I have
5
3
sanity. Those of you who succeeded, take 2.
Okay.
I'm down to 34.
Oh, whoops, that's my bad. I need to change the number.
What are the rules for
Yeah.
like thresholds? Because I started with 50.
Yeah, I'm trying to find my book right now.
Hey guys, I now have 69 sanity.
Nice. I'm
Nice.
down
Nice.
from 69 to 67. I'm sad I don't have 69 anymore.
Yeah.
Romantic.
Alright, I'm opening my Call of Cthulhu book. Oh shit! I opened the wrong one.
Okay, so if an investigator loses 5 or more sanity points as the result of one sanity roll, you do a test, an int test, and if you pass, you go temporarily insane. So Eric, you've got some rolls to make.
All right, so if I pass the
Yeah.
intelligence check, I go insane.
Yes, I mean, me too. I just lost 5 sanity points, so I just failed it, which means I've repressed the memory. You succeeded though, so you are temporarily insane.
Hard success.
Amazing.
Oh my
What
lord.
is temporary insanity?
Trees are moving. They're showing you their true
Lucky.
form. As far as
You're
you
getting
can tell, they're shifting,
bout of madness.
shuddering. They seem to beckon you deeper into the woods, Benjamin. They seem to know your name. They seem to call to you. They seem to want you to be with them, to be part of them, part of the woods forever. Does that not sound appealing to you? It's immortality. To be one with the forest of this wild and
Oh, dude,
green
you
earth land.
can use psychoanalysis to bring back sanity, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
So when you
You can be
repress
like,
a memory,
but why have you gone insane?
that presumably means you pretend you do not see.
Yep,
So
exactly.
Antonia, the trees are motionless. Everybody else kind of sees that they're moving. In fact, they're like, wait,
I mean,
why
it's
are
just really windy out tonight, everyone. It's very windy.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure. Do I get so? This is not combat, so it's a long-term temporary insanity. I roll 1d10 times 10 hours.
see how long it will last?
No, the long-term temporary insanity lasts 10 hours. I roll 1d10 to see the effect. So
Oh, yes.
I roll 1d10. 1. All right. I am.
Ooh, amnesia.
Oh shit! Memories of intimates usually lost first, languages and physical skills engaged, but intellectual skills absent. Or stupor catatonia. So whichever you choose, Pat.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say that upon seeing these strange things and grasping for the shoulder of your manservant and finding him not there, you grasp instead a tree limb, and you fall to the floor, looking up at your companions as they, not noticing you, continue to walk through the wintry nighttime trail, and you look up and down and all around you, and all of a sudden, you don't know where you are. You don't know practically anything. Your mind is blank slate like freshly fallen snow upon an ancient ruin, and you close your eyes so as to perhaps usher away that snow, to sift it aside so that you might see what is there, and yet when your eyes are closed, it's just dark, like snow on a moonless night. Just dark. Everything dark, 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 dark. Dark like the umbrage cast by the trees, dark like the trail, dark like the footprints left by your friends who are leading you, as you stay catatonic in this position, and yet not dark enough that you can't open your eyes and pierce through the snow, to press forth through that encroaching whiteness, and you manage to stand up, and you look about as those people you were following seem to vanish into the darkness, you standing in this pillar of whiteness. You look around, and you see nothing that you recognize. The trees are strange. Not what you're expecting, aren't you? From a town of some sort, aren't you? From some sort of brick enclosed location that does not know the sweet and tender touch of a tree limb? Do you know where you are? No, you do not. You're somewhere, but the people that you were with are not with you now. And who were you with? Hold on a second. Who are you? The only thing that comes to mind, the only word you can posit, because you read it somewhere recently, must be your name.
Please be a Welsh name.
Schaub. Shoeb.
Even weirder.
SHO.
You must be Schaub. Schaub. Something comes after that, and something comes before it, doesn't it? La Schaub? La Schaub Nahorot? Schaub will do. Benjamin, you're completely unaware. Everything is white to you. The only thing you have in your head is some sort of internal dialogue and the word "schaub."
Have you still seen Benjamin?
Oh, also, the best part about this is that I keep my languages and physical skills, which means that I know English and Latin and nothing else because I only had intellectual skills.
Oh no.
I will say you are all moving down, but I will give only one person a chance of recovering our darling Chow.
Ciao.
Well, who's the best at psychoanalysis?
partner.
I have 1 in psychoanalysis.
Clearly
I
would be
feel like-
August because
One
they know
person
each
who
other.
knows
Like,
anything and or everything about him. August, roll me a notice hidden.
Notice hidden. Or spot hidden. Same difference.
Yeah, whatever the word is. Yeah.
extreme success. August could find you in a snowstorm.
Amazing. August,
Every day.
behind you is your darling Benjamin, who has quite lost himself in the whiteness of the snow, in the falling snow and the shaking, gyring woods. He's staring blankly as you walk away, not moving, not seeming to do much of anything.
August
August.
would immediately turn the fuck back around. And just be like,
Amazing. Let's have the dialogue.
There's some great fucking temporary insanities in here, by the way.
and
Strange sexual desires, fetish,
Ooh. Man, you should have rolled that, bitch. No, I accompanied that.
psychosomatic blindness, deafness, or the loss of the use of limb or limbs.
You got amnesia, though. The only thing you know about yourself is your name is Schaub.
Yep.
and August would very gently like reach out to Benjamin, who is not Benjamin at this moment, and just be like, "Are you all right?"
Benjamin, or Schaub, sorry. A strange figure approaches you. You feel as though you should know this person, but they are odd to you. It's some sort of man in strange clothing that perhaps you immediately would associate with servitude or perhaps functionality. Your immediate association with this man who approaches you is perhaps that he's very competent. But other than that, you don't know very much about him.
I appear to have become lost. Do you know the way out of here?
You feel in your heart that he does, and also something stirs within you, some sort of interest in this gentleman before you. You feel as though you know this man, and you like him for some reason. You don't know why. You've never seen this man before, as far as you can recollect, and yet you trust him to do something. The right thing.
And Antonia turns around and she's like, Mr. Coghill, Mr. Glass, please save the Emerus gazing for the bedroom. It is very windy outside, and I would like to return.
August just kind of puts a hand motion and just says, I think something's wrong. This isn't right. This isn't like him. I mean, I know, he comes across as very stupid sometimes, but not this stupid, not this stupid.
Okay,
Not
I hold up
this
7
glassy
fingers in
eyed
front of him and I say, does this number mean anything to you?
Okay, what is going on? I'm very confused.
Something's clearly wrong.
You feel as though the 7 stones behind you might be safer than with the likes of, well, William.
He starts to back away from the three of you, who are like, I guess, shoving up in his face essentially.
No, Antonia didn't get too close to them. She's like 10 feet away in the direction of home.
Fair enough.
And August would just kind of like stiff arm William and be like,
Alright, yeah. So let's have a roll here.
Oh yeah, there's a check for that.
Let me have you roll me a...
I think it's fighting brawling? To just
Fighting
grab-
brawling? Yeah.
Also,
Yeah, go
are
for
your
it. Fight
builds
brawling.
the
August
same?
isn't like pushing him away. He's just
Build
blocking.
matters.
Oh, okay.
You know what? I'll take a fighting brawling, and if it succeeds, you manage to carry him home. If not, we'll deal with that.
No, I'm trying to push William away because he's being obnoxious.
Oh yes, no, but I'm saying like if
I
you,
said-
Okay.
you push him away and also carry him home because I'm trying to make things end in a somewhat timely fashion.
Okay. Oh.
You know what? You get a bonus to that because of your absolute true love for Lord.
Alright, well, let's see here. God damn it.
Nope.
That's worse. Bummer. Alright, so,
Am I gonna be the first character death?
you don't push him away. Well, no, sadly, this is just a dramatic incident between the four of you. Well, those trees are actually moving, but they're now moving away from you. You try to push William away, and William's kind of blathering on about, wanting to insist that the number 7 means something. And our darling Shao finds himself in the middle of these 7 stones, and he feels safe. He feels as though... How does he feel? He feels as though... he shouldn't leave.
Well, real shame about that guy. Let's go back home.
I feel as if I shouldn't leave the woods, or I shouldn't leave the group.
The standing stones.
Leave from within the 7 stones.
Alright. Then I'm going to stay here. Where do
You
my...
feel as though the ground is calling to you. You feel as though the ground is speaking your name in utterance and a guttural tone that you haven't heard in such a long time, Shao. You're being requested. Somebody's calling your name, Shao. Someone is requesting you to be there for them, to help them out from some sort of prison. It feels as though you're meant to be here. It feels as though you are to open whatever gate has locked this thing in, so deep and dark, and let them into the light, the white, snowy surface of this world.
Do I know how to do this?
You feel as though you recognize certain inscriptions on the 7 stones around you, and you feel as though you have a book that could help you transcribe them. Yes, you think you could actually open
I
that
do still understand English.
and other things, darker things, things from before.
August would very slowly, hands up, hey, I am just approaching.
He's now engrossed in the book.
Tony is just gonna pull out her gun for no particular reason and be like, Mr. Coghill, I'd really prefer if you not read inside the circle. Remember what happened earlier.
He's not paying attention. That's not his name.
Can I throw a rock at him?
Yes, you may throw a rock at Shao.
Alright, what do I roll to throw a rock?
It's a ranged combat or close combat? Fuck if I know, man.
Those both are not skills,
It's
as far as I
throw.
can tell.
Throw is under survival
throw.
skills. so
Throw is
throw a
actually a
rock.
skill, yes.
Oh, whack.
Ask Madeline all these things. Madeline is smarter than I am.
I mean, no, I just read more of the book.
I miss.
I'm gonna be honest. Yes, William, you try and fail to hurl a stone at Schaub, and Schaub looks up at you and says, and thinks, they're trying to assist me in my endeavor by providing me more fodder to write with, or on.
And August just kind of turns back at the other 2 and just glares at them and says, "Will you stop?" And then clears his throat.
I kind of get like a... Trying to help, you know?
It is midnight. That is a thing, yes.
Yeah, no, we do be kind of at midnight.
Are we turning it into a 3-shot?
Come on, we all knew it was gonna end this way.
Question, directed at, we 2. Are we turning this into a 3-shot, or would you like me to proceed for another hour after we resolve this?
I am very sleepy.
Well, bummer to me. I'm sorry, but I think we should turn this into a 3-shot or discontinue it if that becomes
Turn it into a Lee shot?
higher.
I mean, we can finish it whenever. We just have to make sure that we all have matching schedules.
Yes.
The thing is, like, I could go for another hour, but I know I'm not going to be able to get up in the morning.
No, I totally feel that. So, I mean, you know what? It's been a holiday session, and Lee and I both work harder on not holidays, so I absolutely will finish this the next time we return to it. Period. I'm really sorry to drag you guys on this Call of Cthulhu LARP adventure for so much longer than I expected.
It's a game. You don't have to apologize for helping us play a game.
Yeah.
I mean, I do actually feel a little dirty.
Oh, you're so dirty.
Okay. You know what? I will call it here.
How dare you, Pat, you slave master. You forced us all into this. It's not like we possibly could have signed up willingly for this adventure that you took the time to write and do art for us and everything, and that we clearly weren't invested enough to learn an entirely new system because we wanted to or anything. You've clearly forced us.
You're really flattering me, and I highly appreciate it.
What? No, I was cursing your name, god damn you.
They're the same thing. They're the same.
They're one and the same for me. Yes, exactly. He's got it right. Listen to him. Okay. All right. You got to sleep, Lee, and everybody else. I'm sure is quite disappointed that we're not finishing this on time, but I cannot possibly conceive of this ending in the next hour unless we really huff through it. And honestly, I don't want to force you guys into that, especially given the failed role that we just had, and Shao not knowing what he was born with regards to names. This is going to be a whole new plot development that perhaps warrants delving into.
The game
It sounds interesting. We were trying to prevent a thing, and then one of the party members does the thing.
This is actually a good module length then, because most modules that like get commercially released are like, I don't know, 4 sessions long, I'd say on average.
Nice.
Oh, when I look, there's some characters you did not encounter because you didn't go down through
the real cogent question here is Patty Pookins, Patty Cakes, Pat Madeir, are we doing feedback phase or are we just rating?
No. I'm just being obsequious. Of course we're doing feedback phase. I'm just, you know. Give me a second.
Okay. We have a sleepy boy.
We're doing feedback phase. Don't worry. All right. So, Lee, we're gonna start with you.
Mm-hmm.
Not you.
We all know the drill. Obviously, fun because we know each other. We have fun together. So, you know the drill, and you have to go to sleep earlier than everybody else. So please, Lee, feedback. What did you like? What didn't you like? When you want to see more directed all at me, I can take it.
Okay, sleepy brain. Let's go. Hi, Fiona. I like words. I like words. Holy fuck, my brain. It has just gone off. Okay. I think this is a very fun fucking system. That's the word for it. It's very interesting with the just the way things roll. Because you're rolling like to beat a number, but like that number is variable dependent on things. I would definitely like to do more in this system.
Mm-hmm.
I think the pacing once we got started and into it was okay. But the beginning was a bit
tough. But that happened at like 10.
Yeah, and that's my thing. I feel like the beginning did take a while to get started.
I completely agree, and I punctuated it and did not want it to be that way.
Yeah.
Kind of difficult twist.
Yeah, so it's one of those where we got a late start. Some things weren't completely ready. But also, I feel like some more herding of cats could have been done, maybe. Like, I'm not the best at that myself as a DM. Like, I'm not gonna make anyone else try to do that if they're not comfortable with it. But, like, Pat, I know you. You're probably comfortable with being like, okay, fuckers, let's go.
I should have. That is absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and things I would like to see more of. Honestly, I would, if I didn't have to try to get up early because the fucking heating people are coming tomorrow, so I can be warm again, please let me be warm again. I would have liked to finish up like this bout of roleplay because I'm very interested to see like where this goes character dynamic wise.
It's a good thing.
Oh yeah, I know. Job doesn't even remember what name you used for him. Crazy.
Yeah, but the thing is, I may not be able to get everything energy into next session is the thing.
I'm sure we'll figure out how to make this translate. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and with that, I'm going the fuck to sleep.
Okay, sleep.
Thanks for coming out. We appreciate.
Good night, I love you all.
Love you too.
Good night, viewers. I also love you all.
Remember, Lee love is
Okay.
self-love. If you're a Lee.
Who would like to go next? Max is making noises with Max.
Oh, me. Okay, yeah.
What do you like and what do you want to see more of? And what didn't you like?
I mean, this game's a lot of fun. So I just kind of liked. I like the shenanigans. I'm a shenanigan enjoyer, appreciator. I do think there could have been more that happened.
Yes, I agree. If only I had been more assertive in the beginning.
I also think you have a tendency to go on very long monologues, which they don't always hurt, but sometimes there's a bit too many of them and they're a bit too long.
I feel like sometimes Pat gets like locked in a recursive loop mid monologue.
That is also true.
And then has to break out of it. It's like, oh no, our Pat's skipping again, and we just slap her.
She's like, and the beginning is the end, is the beginning is the end, is the beginning is the end, is the beginning, and then yeah, because we'll roll for initiative. That actually hurt a little bit. Either way,
It's like you need the tape and get it to skip.
So yeah,
I'm so into hypnosis. Sometimes I hypnotize myself.
Lee needs to have a the Monty Python "Get on with it" as an MP3.
And a fucking audio sting I can just throw out.
just to put just upload that into the Roll20 and play it whenever Pat starts monologuing for too long.
Honestly, not a bad idea.
So I mean, yeah. Overall, I mean, you know, it reminds me in a lot of ways of a lot of the stuff you run in terms of like how it went, in the sense that like there was a lot of real fun stuff going on, but like it could have happened more orderly. And I'll realize I'm not helping that, but I'm a scamp.
like the Mighty Nine does nothing with dignity. We do nothing with order.
There's so many ways to phrase like, but like the onus isn't on the player, and he just goes with, "But I'm a scamp." We stand a scampy king, honestly. You're like the kind of scamp that you fight in the Elder Scrolls.
It's like
Call me an ocean-born crustacean because I'm shrimp scampy.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I think that's about it.
Okay, yeah, no, I completely agree with you. I really thought not driving the herd of cats more fervently in the beginning.
Well,
Really
it's also
could have had, but fuck me. I'm an idiot. I let you guys chatter for an hour. Yeah, I laugh if I do not cry.
Indeed. So Max, you anything you want to see more of?
No, I don't know. Max is done. Eric, please.
Oh, he's king. Fuck you, Max.
All right.
I know you want
so, I, as everyone else, I enjoy the banter. I enjoy the characters and the story. As far as my downsides, I do think the things that everyone else has said already is, but the herding with the cats thing is mainly, I feel, a side effect. It's partially a side effect of our group and how we work together. But the other thing I think is just because this is such an open-ended module and there's so many places we could go, and we haven't found things that are like directly like, this is how you stop the apocalypse. We're kind of just running around like chickens with our head cut up. until you kind of drop some breadcrumbs for us very specifically. And so, as the longer you wait for the breadcrumbs, the more we run in circles. And so,
I think you have all the
It's-
breadcrumbs now.
yeah. So it's basically either
gotta
something
make
is really
bread.
obvious. Yeah, either something is really obvious and we're just dumb. And I feel like now we've got pretty much everything we need to put together. But like up until now, like most of
You
this,
definitely have all the breadcrumbs.
yeah, most
Not
of
much more that I can tell you out.
yeah, most of this session was basically like, yeah, it was we were just kind of doing everything we could in one place until you decided to give us something, and then we would move on. So I don't know exactly how the pacing could be improved, but there's definitely probably some pacing improvement that needs to be done.
Totally agree.
And a lore gameplay loop where you just walk around an area picking up stuff, waiting for the musical sting,
Yeah.
and then eventually
You feel the-
tells you where to go.
I remember literally describing to Max, like in that one fucking Ada episode, like, yeah, your controller vibrates. You turn around, you look, you see the thing, and go, that's nothing.
Piano dingle, I love that. I mean, I talk shit on Ed Noir all the time. I fucking love Ed Noir. One of my favorite games.
Yeah, it's great.
I mean, it's like fucking watching like speedruns of like Fallout, where they just like they activate the one NPC dialogue and then they sit in one place and spin in circles, opening a cabinet and closing it repeatedly until the NPC finishes and the quest triggers.
Okay, no, I totally see what you're saying, and I really went about this the wrong way with the druid encounter. Yeah, I think that works.
It was more of like we
Thank
also
you.
like
Actually, this is really good.
theoretically we could have done it way faster if we had gone in like a different order. That is up to our decisions. Like
I
if we had.
also appreciate that you guys like came out and were like, yeah, so we've heard enough from this conversation, and just shut them down, because I probably would have continued had you not. But you'd heard all the useful parts of it, so
Yeah.
yeah. No, thank you. I think I really should have reconsidered the whole druid encounter, and I really should have reconsidered it more because it was where you were starting out at. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's it for me.
Totally. Okay. Last but not least, unless Lee wants to make a thing.
Nope, Madeline.
Then Lee will be last. But Madeline.
Okay, I thought the unfolding plot and what was going on was cool, and I thought Carmen was interesting as a character, and I thought the interplay between her and Irene was good use of like dialogue between NPCs. Disliked. I wouldn't even say that like the slow start do whatever for that, but yeah, the rest of the session was mostly exposition. So like we basically had 4 hours of exposition for this like one mini world. Which, yeah, is fine, but, maybe have, like, an inciting incident, but, like, after we get out of the druid's house or something, in terms of pacing. And, yeah, I felt a little James shoddy, where it's, like, I feel like there are 1,000 clues we're missing, but, like, there wasn't really a clear thread to follow, necessarily. But not as bad as a James shot, like, there were some clear hints. It was just, like, unclear how they connected, okay. Let's see, and then what I want to see more of. I mean, I feel like the situation as it's unfolding is really interesting, and I'm curious to see what's going on. So that should be cool.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah, no, I got the James Shoddy vibes, and it does not help. I will admit that the only kind of Cthulhu Lovecraftian game that I have ever been a player in was that one fucking James one-shot. So I think I am actually unintentionally channeling a little
James
bit of
Natized.
Like-
We should let James know his immense power. We should absolutely post haste clip
No,
this.
don't disagree, but at the same time, yes, I fully acknowledge all the things you said, everybody has said. You've all given me such wonderful feedback. I completely agree with everybody that I do this more and also cut down on the monologues. I think those are both failings of myself as the GM, because I just A, want to see you guys have fun, and B, want to talk your ears off. Completely different.
And we enjoy both. It really doesn't.
Different elements of my personality come to bear.
It just takes forever to actually do stuff when we enjoy both.
Yes. No, exactly. So I will finish this. the next time I run it, and when I write this module out, I will make sure to take into consideration the things that you have informed me, and maybe I will pitch it as a one-shot.
I would say this is definitely a module and not a one-shot. This is
Yeah.
Whenever I hear Pat say one shot, I think, okay, 3 to 5 shot.
yeah.
But okay,
I mean,
imagine someone else running it.
Yeah.
Like, we've had 3 conversations so far and gone to the woods. Like, I could see all of the actual action contained therein so far occupying, like, a one-shot, depending on who's running it.
Yeah.
It also depends on how like narratively focused certain players are. Because if there's players that don't give a shit about any of the NPCs and they're just like basically talking to Lord Blackwood like skip, then yeah, they're gonna get through it pretty fast. But at this
I
like
mean, at a certain point, Lord Blackwood becomes an NPC that you cannot control.
Indeed. This is a lovely rumination, but we.
Indeed, but we must call it.
Okay, cool, yeah. So that's it. I'm not cutting anybody's feedback short.
No, you're good.
Okay, cool. We're hitting a raid on Milady Saito. We will hopefully get there before they finish up. And yeah, remember, we're going to be very nice people in their chat. So, see you all on the flip. Obviously, you know where to find us, but links. Alright.
Damn, creative.
They're doing, I think, a Wild Westy one-shot involving bees.
Cool.
Bees?
Bees?
Where do I know Saito from? I know Saito from something.
Milady Saito's a friend.